I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut. Yeah.
Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
I'm proving with a reliable source straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. How did you?
You are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Got to get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves.
That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so past it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy can be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gas, Smitty and Jason Brown.
To the Coach JB show.
What up, baby? Let's get this party started. It is Merciless Monday, and I'm taking no mercy as we live in the building. We are right here in the luxury lounge of the Slapdick Studio and Lounge. That's crazy at the house. Tomorrow or this week, we'll be back at the studio for loaded shows all week long, but it is Merciless Monday. We got great guests on today. Big Matt McChesney is going to jump in to discuss Colorado State. I got a strong take on it, and you see the thumbnail. I was not impressed, but we're going to dive into that with Big Matt. Plus, Jeff Nadu joins us to give us all things betting, plus tonight's Monday Night Football matchup, but it's Eric Weddle Monday. Super Bowl champion E-Dub joins us, and we got another Super Bowl champion joining us in Shaun King. Every Monday, 2 Super Bowl champs. Find it on another show. I dare you. You can't. The realest show on planet Earth. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. And we'll dive into this one. This is going to be an interesting one because we got a lot to discuss. Bailey put a great show together for us today. Bailey on the ones and twos behind the scenes. Make sure you follow him and watch him with Matt later on his 0 to 60 pod with Big Matt McChesney. But it's Merciless Monday, like I said, and I got a deep dive into this one. Football simply cannot sustain its current model. College or NFL. And I apologize to Big Smitty. It's going to take me 1.5, 2 minutes, and I'll get Big Smitty in here. Football simply cannot sustain its current model. College or NFL. The single most important position, the single hardest position in all of sports is quarterback. And that position is also the highest paid. But it cannot be the worst position in football to sustain football. It just can't and expect to drive eyes and views in the coming years. Using this current model, it needs to be fixed, corrected, or simply get back to the gladiator sport it once was, which is hard-nosed coaches, coaching hard, and demanding excellence. Mediocrity is truly our new excellence, and I believe I have been one of one when it comes to calling it out. I started 5 years ago, right here on this show, and have witnessed my premonitions come true right here in front of our very eyes. Over those 5 years, college football has gotten better than the NFL on a week in and week out basis. It should not be that way, but it is right now. However, that isn't saying much. This past college football weekend was as bad as I've ever seen in my entire life. 70 points at halftime on some teams. Mid-majors dominating SEC teams. And rival games being played week 2 of the season just seems a bit commercialized, a bit fake, and unsustainable. Oregon State shouldn't be 49-14 week 2 Toledo shouldn't blow out Mississippi State. I'm sorry. That's not equitable. It's watered down. And I don't care who you are. No team should allow 61 points at halftime. NFL quarterbacks shouldn't throw for 16 yards and a half. NFL quarterbacks shouldn't throw for 22 yards and a half. They shouldn't throw for 25 yards and a half. And they shouldn't throw for 41 yards and a half. But guess what, people? We just witnessed it yesterday. And my prediction yesterday, my bold prediction of the day was nobody would throw for 300 yards. Did they? And a week ago, 16 guys threw for under 200. When the product's number one asset, quarterback, is this bad, it won't sustain. It can't sustain. And corporate sponsors will eventually pull out. Stands will empty, and TVs will turn into something else. TVs will flip the script. They'll watch something else, people. The rules have softened the game to where you can go watch anything else now and get the same entertainment value as football. That's how bad it is. Rookie quarterbacks are as bad as I've ever seen. Caleb Williams to Bo Nix. Second gear guys are just as bad. The offenses are as bad as I've ever seen. We don't teach the position anymore. Therefore, you won't have high-quality play. We dink, we dunk. From Patrick Mahomes to Lamar Jackson, it doesn't matter. Watch a game with me. I invite you to. And I'll gladly show you what you don't see or realize. I'm tired of yelling about it. I'm tired of explaining it. And I'm tired of being correct on this topic. Mediocrity is the new excellence. And we are now numb to it. We have prioritized betting over play. And fantasy players think they can coach, which only makes it worse. Malik Neighbors shrugs off Brian Daboll yesterday. Diggs won't block for teammates unless he's getting the football. He's worthless and a cancer. Joe Burrow can't control his so-called boy, Jamar Chase, who didn't practice all summer. But he gets a penalty yesterday and costed them the game against Kansas City. Brandon Ayuk wanted all this money, sat out, sat in. He's yet to score a touchdown this year and is barely noticeable. But what do I know? Do you think this was allowed or coached in college? The players are hard to watch, dog. Prima donnas and a bunch of crybabies. When things don't go their way, they suck their teeth, they cry, and still want more and more money. College football players think they're pros. They have no desire to go to the NFL as we once did. We got eighth-year college football players, and you wonder why the product is this bad? When will you realize this is not sustainable? Mark my words. This is the end of the greatest game on planet Earth. Football is as bad as I've seen, as bad as it's ever been. And unless we do something to change it, and change it fast, we will witness the demise of the greatest sport ever to be invented. Let's dive into the show. The new AP poll is out. Texas #1 after Georgia struggles to win at Kentucky. Colorado takes out Colorado State in unconvincing fashion in Fort Collins. Florida State gets dominated by Memphis, and they fall to 0-3. Sam Darnold, but what do I know? And the Vikings take out the 49ers. The Saints take out the same old Cowboys on the road as the Saints have scored on all 15 offensive possessions this season. Is Derek Carr playing better than any quarterback in the NFL? Gardner Minshew leads the Raiders. They take out Lamar Jackson and the Ravens on the road, who have yet to figure out how to blend Derrick Henry with Lamar Jackson. But what do I know? And let me pause real quick for 1 second as you see what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing the Coach AB Trump 24 shirt because I drop my nuts and give a fuck less about what you people think. Because I don't care where you're from or who you are. If you don't believe that something is out to try to get this guy, a former sitting president, you're out of your fucking mind and delusional. And for this other woman, Kamala, to come out and continue to say, vote for me because the other guy is selfish, is the most asinine statement I've ever heard. This man got shot in the head and continues to run for president for the people to make this country great again. And you think he's selfish? is the most asinine statement I've ever heard. And now he just got shot at again and continues to run. For what? Why? He has no purpose to run. He can go hide out in Miraloca and smoke a cigar and live his last days. He's running for the country's president and continues to be shot at. And y'all think he's selfish. Let that sink in. But before we begin, my lovely Naptown's finest 317 Far East Sider, Lamar Jackson loving, LeBron hairline having, Caitlin Clark jocking, and AR5 defending Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty. Welcome to the end. It's Monday.
What's going on, y'all? It is Monday. That means we about to be locked and loaded. Guests from top to bottom. Topics from top to bottom. We already got 1,000 people in the show. Shout out to my great co-host, Coach Jason Brown, for starting us off with an amazing rant. An amazing rant that we're going to dive into, and I'm going to pick apart. I might actually agree with a lot of what he said, but you got to stay tuned to find out. But shout out to the chat. We got G Wizzy in here. It's my cousin. We got Jesse from the LBC. We got Ill Bill, Brandon Hood, Adolphus Ghosted, and much, much more, y'all. I cannot wait for this show, JB. I've been waiting all weekend. We finally here. How you feeling, man? You get that look in your eye today.
Man, I don't have time for any mercy. I have Merciless today. It's Merciless Monday. It's E-Dub Monday. It's Eric Weddle Super Bowl champ Monday. We got 2 Super Bowl champs on Mondays. I don't know. Is there another show that has that? I know.
2-0.
McAfee got AJ Hawk on.
He's Super Bowl champ.
Who else is
well, technically speaking, McAfee's a Super Bowl champion too. So yeah.
Did D-Butt win?
Who?
D-Butt?
Was Darius Miller on the Colts that year? I don't think he's on the Colts that year. He wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
But McAfee's a Super Bowl champion, and then obviously AJ, so that's 2 right there. But regardless, we still got 2. Like that's some different level stuff. And I gotta ask Weddle about his Rams because they played against my guy Kyler Murray, and he lit them up.
Both of our teams are 0-2.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Can this duo right here be sustainable? Can they win?
What duo?
This duo right here. Do you think this duo in Arizona?
Oh, shit.
Do you think this what's going on? Do you think this duo in Arizona is sustained? Can they win? This duo, wide receiver quarterback combination.
I see him. I actually think they can because what we saw yesterday was just an example of like the peak and how great they can be together. Like just seeing just the way Kyler was getting the ball out of his hand and just seeing the route running ability that Marvin was doing and the way he was catching it everywhere. I think
why are you crying? Why are you laughing?
No, audio messed up a little bit.
I'm saying this duo right here played well yesterday. Nobody thought that this would happen.
Nobody.
I mean, after they, scrutinized our man here, he didn't get no catches. He looked slow. He looks lazy. And then the mental midget was like, "Wow, fuck it. I was shitty. I'm going to ball out. I balled out first half against the Bills. I'm going to come back out hard." And he looked great. He looked great yesterday.
He's looked great in 6 out of 8 quarters so far. Let's get all what it is.
They're 1-1 though, and that's the problem. That's how hard it is in the NFL to win. Here's the thing, man. I don't know. I don't know if this combination can win long term because I don't know if they're good enough. The Rams are the most beat up team to start a season I've ever seen. Eric Weddle is going to join us to talk about that one. They look then Cooper Kupp goes out, and I think somebody on this show said, "Don't be surprised if he gets overused." But what do I know, man? I don't know. I think I need to do a what do I know and bring in everything I've said in the history of Planet ERF and put it together and put it into a compilation album. Because didn't I say it'd be overused? Because
you say a lot of stuff though, so like
at
some point some gonna be right.
Let's talk about the good stuff only.
Okay,
and then Nakua got hurt. I said he'll be overused.
Yep.
And if they don't run with Kyron Williams more, they're going to overuse Cooper Rush. I'm not sold that he's fully healthy. I don't believe he is. Obviously, he's not because he's hurt again. So I saw it against Detroit. All them catches and balling out against Detroit. But guess what? I saw him fatigued. I saw him it looks like he just takes more wear and tear every year. than I've seen. And now he's out. O-line is going to be a new O-line shift every single quarter, it seems like, with the Rams. They are banged up as a team as I've seen, and it showed yesterday, dog. They just – I mean, Stafford has no options to go to. They can't run the football with no O-line. But they're 0-2 to start the season. Your Colts.
You looked horrible yesterday, JB. Had me pissed off. I'm not going to lie.
Seemingly to be honest, Sean Salisbury broke them down to a T on our Sunday pregame NFL show that we do. So make sure you guys come on over there every Sunday. He said, he goes, man, I find it hard for them to stop the run. 2 weeks in a row, I believe they just struggle stopping the run.
Yep.
Got gashed. Your boy had, 160 yards at half? They had 220 rushing at half.
John Jacobs was just killing us.
The Packers with a backup quarterback whose career rating is 39, and he comes out and I think is 12 of 14 in the game.
People are calling for D coordinator Gus to be fired. That's what people are calling it. That's Bradley's first 2 games. Gus Bradley, yeah.
Gus Bradley?
Yeah. And they're calling. What that mean, JB?
Nothing.
What that mean? You know something. You know something. Tell me now so I can know as a Colts fan, because I'm stressed out right now. I thought that was an easy, guaranteed win. We got out there and we embarrassed ourselves. We finally scored with 2 minutes left, and we start to get rolling a little bit, but the game was already over. It was too late. Listen, and I know this ain't the first topic, but just let me get this off real quick. Y'all know I'm a Colts fanatic. I'm a believer in AR5, but right now, man, we are either big play or no play. Like there's nothing in between. We either going 60-yard bomb, score in 1 minute, everybody's excited, or we're going to just 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. We can't make the intermediate easy throws, the easy plays. We can't get in a rhythm right now offensively because it's either big play or no play. And Michael Pittman Jr. got asked about the struggles with the offense after the game, and he actually said the exact same thing. So we got to get that figured out on offense. Defense, we got to figure out how to just play more physical, more dominant up front and stop this run. We've never been gashed like this in the last 5 or so years, this repeatedly. First with Joe Mixon, now with John Jacobs, 2 premier running backs, but still 100 and something plus yards both games. Come on, man. Controlling the clock. I'm disappointed in my coach right now.
Mitty, I'm going to be honest, though. Your quarterback plays so atrocious. Again, he was 50%. He was 17 of 34 yesterday. And I'm not just going to pick on AR5. I just started the whole show off with quarterback play across the fucking world is so bad. That this game's not sustainable this way. I'm just telling you right now. I broke that down because I thought about this thing for over the weekend. That's why I started with the lengthy deal. So apologize for taking so long on that.
No, that's good.
I got to be honest. This is I already got violation on TikTok. I haven't even cussed one time because I'm wearing a Trump shirt and they're trying to assassinate him.
That's what
Here's
it is,
the thing. Here's the reason why it's not sustainable. Look at the fields. Look at the short fields he put your defense in. That's what people don't look at when your fantasy football player coaches and all these couch riding coaches out here that think they know football. They think that he's either good because he went 9 for 19 and had 2 bombs over Baghdad completed, and they look, he's explosive. Well, he was under 50%. And then today, he was yesterday 17 of 34, right at 50%. And today's NFL, quarterbacks are 79, 82, 77 completion percentage because it's the dink and dunk era. Now, back in the day, Smitty, if AR5 was back here hitting his 5th step, throwing dig cuts and post routes and he was 50%, it wouldn't be that bad.
Right.
Down. Back in the day, 55% completion percentage was really fucking good because we had to throw digs and post and comebacks and
complicated route schemes. Yeah, for sure.
We didn't just fucking throw bubble screen all day. For him to be 50%, actually under, he's 48% on the season completion percentage.
Yeah.
What was he in college?
I think around the same or lower.
You don't just get better, dog, in the NFL from college.
And the only thing I'm banking on is the fact that he didn't play a lot in college And technically speaking, he's still in his rookie season right now. We're going to keep it all the way real. This is what his 6th game, I think, overall.
That's the whole point.
So, but I'm saying, but as a fan, that's the only thing I have to be like, to be hopeful for, because when I do see those big plays, I'm like, damn, man, that shit, like, it's great. The runs he makes, is amazing. I love his toughness, how he runs through guys when we need that first down or that touchdown. His deep ball is beautiful a lot of times. So I'm seeing flashes. So my only hope is that, damn, if you can make the deep ball over the damn right shoulder and throw it perfectly in the spot, I would hope you could learn to make the easy dink and duck plays. Like, to me, it's just, if you can make that, you should be able to make this.
You can't because they're in a 7-on-7 era. They're not trained properly. They're not coached properly. They don't understand progressions. They don't understand protections. If you don't understand protections, you'll never understand progressions. And if you don't understand how to re-ID the mic, then you'll never understand how to read cover 1 to cover 3 to cover 2 man to cover 2 zone. You can't do it. If you don't understand the first level, how are you going to understand the second level? If you can't count numbers in the box and understand leverage, you'll never be great. And he wasn't good in college. So you can't just go to the NFL and think 7-on-7, throw it deep, is going to win in the NFL. You have to understand there's progressions to this thing. And this is why the quarterback, and I'm talking about quarterbacks in general, Caleb Williams is as bad as I've ever seen a rookie quarterback start. And I'm not even going to blame him. But what do I know? I think I said it on this show last year. Listen, you can't start rookies on bad organizations and expect them to be great. You guys all do, because we pay them money. You see them in these bad organizations and say, he's my new savior. Why Justin Fields, who you traded out for a Chico stick and string cheese, is 2-0. See, that's the thing. Y'all don't want to listen. I don't know shit. JB don't know shit. I'm just fucking up here talking.
The Bears are 1-1, though. It's not like they're 0-2. So
yeah, let's dive into the show, Smitty. Let's get into it right out the gate. Quote of the day brought to you by betonline.ag. Use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, and get you 50% off plus welcome bonus. It's getting close to October. Ohtani 50 for 50 chasing. The Dodgers waxed Atlanta Braves last night. Go check out all things baseball, Major League Baseball, as we get closer to the World Series.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
But check on it out. Go on over to betonline.ag. Use all things for Believe, all things sports. Quote of the day. Smitty, let's go. Get your rankings ready.
All right.
Every day is an opportunity disguised as a challenge.
Say it one more time. One more time.
Every day is an opportunity disguised as a motherfucking challenge.
Damn. We might have an alert. Woo! New top three. Quote of the day. New top 3 entered the building. I love that one, JB. That hit home. And to say that on a Monday when people are waking up, they're on their way to work right now, they're making their coffee, they're stressed out, they're thinking about the challenges that lies ahead of them for the week. For you to start the week off with something like that is motivational, it's inspirational, and it's the damn truth. And I love that. That's a top 3 of all time, and the timing was immaculate.
Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks. I've won on Prize Picks all weekend, by the way. I didn't win big, but I won my money back or more on Prize Picks all weekend long. So head on over to Prize Picks and then use winnable.com/slap-picks. And you can tie Prize Picks in with our winnable/slap-picks in our first down package. And you can join our Discord, Slap Nation. Contrary to belief, the man on top of the mountain didn't fall there. Contrary to belief.
You said that so fast, I ain't even comprehended that first. That was so.
You still don't understand it.
My brain didn't even grasp what you just said.
The man on top of the mountain did not fall there.
So he had to work to get there. Is what you're saying? He would do some obstacles to get there. He would do some trials and tribulations to get there. That's what you're saying right now.
Yeah, he didn't just fucking wake up there. God damn. You motherfuckers just come on, y'all. Get it. But that's what I do. I'm a motivating Joe. That's what I do. It ain't about X's and O's. It's about Jimmy's and Joe's. But then you still got to motivate them. You got to motivate them, though, Smitty. I don't know if you realize you got to motivate those Jimmy's and Joe's. You can have the best players. We still had the best players our second year. But, we had a bad nucleus. similar to what it looks like with some other schools and other teams out there that I'm looking at across the landscape, and the Jets are one of them. It looks like they have a super uber talented team. Shout out to my former player, Jermaine Johnson. It seems I talked to him last night. He ruptured an Achilles, it seems. Soft tissue issues again. What do I know? I've been saying it for some years now. Why is it? I don't know. I'm not even going to get into my conspiracies, but it is what it is. We got all-time high already in injuries again. Dr. Jesse Morse is like, JB, you're on to something, man. I don't know what it is, but please stop the injury button. He put an injury button on his Twitter and was like, stop the injuries. I've been telling you guys for a few years now, this is what we do when you give big money to all these people and expect them to go be tip-top, ultimate shape. It's just not what it's going to happen. It's player empowerment. And these guys are not truly invested like they once were. I'm just telling you. And I'm not talking about certain players, one or another. I'm talking about just overall. We had 900 injuries last year. We're already ready to double it. Like, what? It's not getting better, Smitty. It's getting worse. Pacheco broke his leg yesterday. Cooper Kupp's out again. I mean, these aren't just normal dudes. I hate no disrespect. You're in the NFL, you're a 1%er. But these aren't guys you just don't know who they are either.
Stars. These are
fucking
guys.
Stars. And Jermaine's a workout holic. Jermaine loves working out. That's all he does. Like, you look at Jermaine's body. He's 6'6", 240. Look how he's ripped, chiseled. So is his accident just freaking nature? Who knows? I'm just telling you. We don't know. That's my point. On all these injuries, we don't know what's happening nowadays. But I know this. They're more than ever. More than ever. For whatever reason, they're more than ever. And I
know Bosa left the game.
Bosa. JJ.
Justin Jefferson had to lead the game. Who else? It was a lot yesterday.
I mean,
it was a lot.
Herbert got hurt. Joe Mixon. I mean, look at the guys, dog. I don't know. It is what it is. But let's dive into the poll question, Smitty, and start the show off with a bang, even though we're already 20 to 30 minutes in it. All you guys chime in on Twitter. Everybody else out there, chime in and drop your questions as well.
It's C-No Monday. C-No Mondays.
C-No Monday. Smitty, did Colorado prove doubters wrong?
I'm going to say yes. To go out here and to win this game in a dominant fashion, 28-9. I understand that Colorado State isn't a good team. But we saw the game and how it went down last year. And it went down to the wire, went to overtime. It was a lot of trash talking all throughout that week in that game. And all offseason lead up to this point has been trash talking as well. So we understand that this is a rivalry game. And as we just got done talking about in the NFL, there's a lot of upsets that happened in the NFL this week, which means that the phrase any given Sunday is a real thing. Any given Saturday is a real thing. We've seen teams like NIU beat Notre Dame. We see Toledo beat Mississippi State. So don't get it twisted. I don't care who you playing against. They're never going to just lay down and let you take advantage and win the game in the easy feat. So I don't care if playing against a good team or not. When you win 28-9, it's still a win. Number one. Number two, after they got embarrassed last week against Nebraska, they needed to come out here and win in a dominant fashion. And to me, this game showed me that as much as we may think that you can't build a culture in the world today where you got all these transfers and guys joining the team in the spring and in the summer, and Colorado specifically got all the cameras and all the hype and all this attention and all this stuff that we consider fake. To me, this showed me that they do have a culture. This showed me that they do still want to win. They do want to compete. They do want to play for each other. We saw post game the entire O-line was standing behind Shadeur and Travis Hunter, just showing love. Just simple little things like that shows that they're still together. And listen, it wasn't pretty. It's still a lot of things that Colorado has to do to clean up. I'm not saying they're national champions. Let's not get it twisted. But at the end of the day, a win's a win, and to win in a dominant fashion against a program in which is a rival, and to do it the week after you laid an egg against your other rival, I think we got to give them credit. And I think, again, they could have got a long ways to go, but this was a must win. We all said that last week. This was a must win, and they didn't just win; they dominated. So I got to give them credit. I think they proved the doubters wrong in the sense that they do have a culture in Colorado. In my opinion, there is a culture there. These guys want to play for Dion. These guys want to play for each other. These guys still care for each other, and they still want to go out there and compete. And that's what I saw Saturday night.
All right. Well, look, we're always going to disagree on this topic, and I try to find the happy medium on this. This was a game they were supposed to win. The pressure was on Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffs to win a game against a rival, Colorado State. I said it all week long. There was no pressure on Colorado State. It was all on Colorado, which if you've never coached or played, you guys have no clue how much pressure that really is. The intensity and the immense pressure that puts on a program after getting beat by Nebraska like they did. So I want to be fair here with my evaluation. Colorado had more pressure on them than Colorado State. Let's just be fair. But having said that, am I impressed? No, they did not. They're supposed to win that game again at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, if you're supposed to win that game, is that really the standard to beat probably the worst football team I've ever watched live, ever play football in a game that was of that magnitude? Colorado State coaching staff, which one of my good friends, former player of mine, James Finley, is the recruiter, go-getter on that Colorado State staff, by the way. Coaches the running backs there. Played for Oregon, played for the Bears. Shout out, Watts up. That's a bad performance. They were misaligned on defense. They played horrific. And that game was 7-3 all the way through the first half. Just so to be clear, it was one of the worst football games I've watched in a long time. And to say they have a culture now, I have to totally disagree. It screams commercialized, unorganic, fake. When I see the O-line stand behind Shadeur Sanders, I thought it was comical. I thought that was Deion Sanders saying, go stand there after he threw you all into the bus last week. Let's make amends and make friends up. Let's be friends again. No, it was bad. I'm just telling you, that's just being real. If you think that's organic, then you guys really have never been in the locker room. And Smitty, for you to say that, I'm kind of shocked because you know damn well that looked fake as hell. So I'm just trying to throw it out there. There's no culture here. There's no culture. It's a bad look. That was a horrible program in Colorado State. Their offense and defense was atrocious. They had no plan. Norvell had no plan. I don't understand what they did on offense at Colorado State. The quarterback looked fucking atrocious. The defense was so gap unsound, Smitty, that I thought I was out there really watching like a team that didn't watch Colorado on offense all week and prep them at all. Like, I'm serious. I thought that was the biggest blunder of all, and it was 7-3. That's how bad I think these two teams are. I'm not sold at all. They haven't sold me whatsoever. They put a floater running back tight end in to give a little bit of 11 personnel illusion, but they really didn't change anything. They ran inside zone out the gun. Colorado State was so bad on defense. They bounced it a few times, got some big runs, and everyone now thinks they run the football. They were atrocious. They ran floater 11. They got out of it. They went back to 10 personnel. He ended up throwing the ball more than they ran. I did not see a big change, Smitty, and I just don't see that being sustainable in this conference. I just don't. So I'm not impressed. They did not change my take on them or outtake or anything like that. I just think that it's the same team. I just get a lot of crazy vibes on it.
I just hate that. And I actually asked you this last week, and to your credit, you stay consistent. Like, you went into this game basically saying it was a lose-lose situation for Colorado, saying that if they lost the game, it's a blunder of a season. It's a huge upset. It's Deion. It's horrible.
That's why the pressure's more on them, right? That's why
more exactly. And then if they win the game, which they did, it's like it's nothing. So it's like, damn. It's like I can't win for losing. It doesn't matter if I win, I lose. Yep. It's always something. And like, I mean, listen, a tire doesn't change the stripes. I don't think we expect them to just have a completely different offense. But yeah, they sprinkled in a few things this week to see how it works. They did run for more yards. I think next week they'll sprinkle in a little bit more, and I think we'll see how things is around middle of the season. But as a coach, there's too much going on within a week to just change the entirety of the offense in 1 week. And at the end of the day, they're going to use their best weapons, which is Shadeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, and that's who won the game. Travis had an amazing game. He had 2 touchdowns, an interception, 100+ receiving yards. Shadeur threw for over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. And they still sprinkled in enough running to get not balance, but just keep them honest a little bit. So I think they're trying to improve. It just doesn't happen overnight.
I just don't. That's the other reason why Colorado State is such a bad football program and team. When I watched, you got Travis Hunter out there, and that's your coverage, that's your plan, that's your. Not only are you allowing him to catch balls one-on-one with a 12-fucking-yard cushion, then you're throwing at him on the other side? Like, is that your real plan, homie? Dog, I'm just telling you. He basically single-handedly won the game. Let's just be honest. He basically single-handedly won the game for the team. It wasn't like they did some crazy shit prior to that. It wasn't like they were running the football down Colorado State's throat, and Colorado State actually ran the football down Colorado's throat to start the game. So it changed. The shit is crazy when he makes explosive plays, Smitty. It actually changes
the momentum.
It changes everything. And he didn't catch 8-10 balls versus Nebraska. He didn't catch 8-10 balls versus Nebraska, Trail.
I think he did. I think he actually did, though.
8-10?
Well, I know he had over 100 receiving yards, right? I don't know. I have to look it up, but I
didn't even know Shadeur Sanders threw for 100 yards in Nebraska.
Yep, he had 10 catches, 110 yards. I knew I wasn't tripping against Nebraska. 10 catches,
10 catches, 110 against Nebraska. The thing I got to look at, though, are those catches meaningful when you're down that big?
Right. I hear you. Yeah, it was probably a lot of garbage yards. So
listen, this guy is the best all-around player in college football. There's no debating it. I'm not gonna ever hate on a kid that's out there balling and giving it his all like he is. Like I think he's the best, most dynamic player. I don't think he's sustainable at 123 snaps a game. I don't think so. I don't know. That's just me. And I don't know what he's gonna play in the NFL. What is he gonna play in the NFL? Offense, defense. He can't play both. He can sparingly play a few snaps here and there. He could do some Dion shit, but he ain't gonna play both. What is he? What is he going to be?
He might be different, though. I know we keep saying that, and I feel you because we played the game. You coached the game. We just never seen anybody ever do it at a high level. In Little League, of course, high school maybe. But when it comes to college and definitely NFL, we haven't seen this. But maybe he's the outlier. Maybe he's the guy we've never seen. Like once in a generation, we see something new. We've never seen a LeBron until we saw LeBron. We never saw whoever until we saw whoever. Now maybe he's that next thing that we've never seen, and he might be a guy who's about to change the game. So I don't know. We keep saying he can't do stuff, and he keeps showing us every single week that he can do it. So shout out to Travis Hunter because he balled out, and like you said, damn near won the game for them himself. And you made a good point, man. Like you kind of know how Colorado's game is going to go. Typically early, I guess the game's a little different because the first half they didn't play that well, but when Travis Hunter makes explosive plays, it literally changes everything. It changes like the whole energy, morale of the team, the rhythm of the offense. It literally changes everything. And then if the other team finds a way to slow him down, completely different team. They lean so heavily on Travis and Shadeur to just win them the game. And I get it. They're both really good players. But to your point, man, that's a lot of weight to put on two players, man. That's a lot of weight. And that does concern me as a Colorado fan, just being fair and being honest. Only reason why I'm proud or impressed, I'll say, is because, like you said, all the pressure was on them. All the attention was on them. To get blown out like that against Nebraska and get beat. They got beat down against Nebraska. And then to go into another rival game. And again, we're calling Colorado State shitty now, but going into the game, we was like, we don't know who they are because they played Texas in week 1. So that game kind of was a watch.
Yeah, but then they played an FCS school and struggled bad. So like this just maybe Texas scored 56 and half one and shut it down. That's what Tennessee, and it seems like Tennessee's doing to everybody right now with these mid-majors and FCS schools.
71, I think, to 0, I think. Yeah.
Listen, we're talking about Colorado State at the end of the day. They're not a good football program. They're not a good team.
But you don't think Colorado's a good program either, though. So
I don't. But that's my point.
But that's fair game then.
No, but the way you're talking right now is like these motherfuckers are like beating the Broncos. They beat Colorado State, bro. Like, let's pump our brakes.
But context matters, bro. They just played last year. They brought back a lot of the same like players. They went to overtime with last year, and now they beat their ass.
That's my point, though. This ain't the same. This hasn't changed to me. Like, that's my point. I'm sticking to my point. This is the same team that walked off the field last year. That's all I'm saying. This isn't a new team. Like, Smitty, you watch that game? It was 7-3. Like, it wasn't like they were just fucking dominating.
There's two halves to a game, JB. There's two halves to a game.
I get it, but look at the scores. They were 3 chunk scores in the second half that blew the game open. It wasn't like this game was thoroughly dominated. Like, we all got eyes and watch football. This is not a dominating performance. That's why I'm not sold. If I would have seen them come out and it was like, oh, shit. It was 7-3, and Colorado State should have had 14 points on the board in the first quarter. Like, I'm like, wait, this is the same team. They were in 10 personnel. They put a floater tight end in, and we thought, oh, shit, it was going to change everything. By the way, the floater doesn't change the front. I said they needed to put a tight end on the end of the line of scrimmage so they can actually add a gap. That didn't add no gap. So, listen, it is what it is. I'm not even addressing this chat. I mean, it is what it is. I'm the hater. I'll be cool. I talked to Shiloh, though, over the weekend, but I'm a hater. Listen, and I'm not even going to say nothing about that because you guys aren't worthy of it. You're a bunch of fucking fanboys. Let's dive into this, though. I got to ask you and get a take on this, though. And I really want you and Matt, when he comes in, to listen to what I got to say about this one.
All right.
And everyone will call me a hater again. Man, what's your take on him not shaking the quarterback from Colorado State's hand?
I love it.
Of course.
I love it. Only because context matters.
Okay, so time out. Let me stop you. So we don't have no. I just want to get context, though. You just said context. I just want to be clear. You are going to be fair and correct about what this man does on a daily, though, right? And how he was last year, right? And everything that Shadeur does, right? I just want to be clear. Make sure you're clear, though, because I don't want my boy to take excessive heat. Because, I already take the heat. I'm cool with it.
I love the heat now. I actually embrace it now.
But I to make sure you address that this guy talks more than anybody. I want to be clear here. Don't act like this guy is now innocent, right? You're not going to do that, right?
We actually got some videos for this, too. That
we wouldn't be a credible show. We wouldn't be a credible show if you were to come out and say Shadeur is just always good and cool and nice. You can't go that route, I hope. But go ahead.
Before I give my take, there's actually some videos that Billy has prepared for so the fans and listeners can actually know what we're talking about. So let's show these 2 videos first, then I'm going to give my take.
You that same talking shit on Instagram. You talking on Instagram. All right, keep talking about our business. You can't fuck with me.
You can't fuck with me.
I won.
Amazing. Shaking up everybody else. He loved everybody else. Love it
right there.
Love it.
The guy that just hugged him, that coach, that's James Finley, who played for me.
Yeah.
So just so we're clear.
Great dude.
James
Shadeur got a lot of respect for that man and the rest of the team and the rest of the players too.
Okay. Play it now.
So listen.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't have a problem with that because it'd be different if he didn't shake nobody's hand. He was running around just saying, F everybody, I ain't got no respect. It's the one guy who was talking shit about me, about my team, about my school, saying that, this, that, and the third, and we owe them one, and talking about killing like him and the receiver. We saw the video multiple times, and them doing all that talking. So when we go out on that field and I beat your ass, we ain't about to be buddy. That's fake energy. And the JB that I know, the JB that I hang out with and that I know will be on the same energy. The same energy. There is no way in hell that you would talk shit with somebody or somebody talk shit about you behind the scenes. You see them in public at the Pump Brothers event or me and you hanging out on a boat or out to eat and you're going to be all buddy with them. No, this is football. It's a grown man sport. You talk shit. I beat your ass. I outplay you. It's not even close. You said how bad that quarterback played. He did all that talking and then back it up with the walking. So when the game is over, don't come shake my hand. You don't respect me. You've already shown you don't respect me. So I don't respect you. Now, the rest of your teammates, they cool. I show love. They didn't say no crazy shit. It's all cool. It's love your coach, everybody else. But you specifically, homie, you ain't about to get away with all that talking. Then we going to be buddy and shake hands after this game. Hell no, man. So that's what it is. That's why I ain't got no problem with it. It's football. You, out of everybody, I thought you would appreciate this. This ain't no, this is still a gladiator sport, homie. It's still a grown man sport. This ain't no kid little sport. This ain't no soft sport. This is a gladiator sport. You talk shit, you don't back it up, this is what happens. He talks with his face like a man. You can't fuck with me.
Hey, can we play that video again and start it from the beginning again when they were walking towards each other, the two QBs? The quarterback shook his hand out. He stuck it out. Right? The white boy, he stuck his hand out to shake his hand.
Yeah.
Let me give you a little perspective. Are you done? You keep going.
Yeah, go ahead, go. I'm just some water.
I'm going to flip it on you, what you just said, which I agree with. Talk shit, do it all you want to do. We're acting like this man, Shadeur, is not known for and talking shit, okay? Let's pump our brakes here, and let's not just talk about what happened last Saturday night. Let's make sure we know his reputation and what his resume has in it. First of all, number one. Number two, I'm going to go against I'm going to use what you said and agree. This is football. If I'm talking shit, we're talking shit, blah, blah, blah. That's fine and dandy. But again, it's football, Smitty. I had major beefs with a lot of people. You know what? I shook their hand after the game, though, because to your point, it's football. And bygones will be bygones. We're talking shit because it's bulletin board material, to your point. We've all used it, Smitty. So why now won't he shake his hand, though, is my point. It is what it is. You beat me. Look at Canelo and Bergea the other night. He dominated, and he hugged him afterwards and said, "You're my mentor." They talked shit all week going into that fight. Respect earned is respect given at the end of the day. I just don't understand why you allow this man to put his hand out there and clout chase him and front him off is a bad look to me because you're not an O lineman. You're not a D lineman, Shadeur. You're not a DB. You're the quarterback. You are about to be a leader of a professional organization is what we hope you are and what you aspire to be. So why don't you start learning how to be that guy now? I'm confused. I talk more shit than anybody playing the game. I talk more shit than anybody now.
Man.
If you see me in public, though, Smitty, and you've been with me, have I not addressed certain folks in person, eye to eye, man to man, and dapped them up, shook their hand, or had a hot conversation? I'll eat crow, or I will say, you know what? It is what it is. You got me, or I got you, but I'm shaking your hand. I choked the fuck out of Coach Sims, and after we beat them, I shook his hand. But the next year, he didn't want to shake mine after he beat me. But I still went to shake his hand. Okay. And again, it's called professionalism. You are the quarterback. I want to make sure we're clear. I'm giving you this perspective from the quarterback, not from O lineman, D lineman, wide out. This is a quarterback coming from a quarterback. The other quarterback who you've been battling back and forth on with Instagram and talking shit and all this old shit, which is made for good crowd. They showed up, Smitty, in Colorado State. They showed up. I just want to be clear. The guy came to shake your hand and say, "Hey, dog, you got me." The white boy came, extended his hand, and Shadeur walked by him. And to me, it's a bad look as the quarterback. So, yeah, Shadeur's cool with everybody else. It's cool. But that's not what he wanted to make sure he showed him up, which to me is like you could have shook it. Here's my point, and I'll end it with this because I'm not going to be a dead horse on this shit because we're going to have Matt on and argue, I'm sure. Smitty, this is my point. You could have shook his hand and still talked that same shit. I used to grab you and talk shit. I used to shake coach's hands. I'm on Netflix, Smitty. I'm shaking the head coach at Hutch, and I'm like, this is my fucking league now, motherfucker. You hear me say it?
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than that, Smitty. That's the ultimate fuck you. Let me shake your hand and holler at you and talk that shit. When I don't shake your hand, though, to me, it's a little bit of like female tendencies. Be honest. I didn't say the B word. I said it got some female tendencies in there. So I'm just going to be real with you, dog, because Because this is a man we've been watching show up other programs for 2 years, Smitty. Like, let's not act like this motherfucker is just super great, humble. Come on, homie. This motherfucker walked off the field last week. Motherfucker threw his O-line under the bus last week. Johnny Manziel and everybody else came out and called that one out.
He challenged him. And you don't even agree with Manziel. You don't even agree with Manziel on that. Don't use Manziel to point now.
Stop being Captain Save-A-Ho, homie. Stop. You're not saving this motherfucker every time he does something, and then next week you're gonna be like, "Oh well, we just."
The whole O-line was standing behind him, supporting him. It looked close to me.
That's not challenge. You don't challenge your O-line, Smitty, in public. I don't know where you come from, but I never challenge my O-line in public. I challenge them in private.
Those 5 brothers is good. They can handle that. Anyway,
Deion made all 5 of them motherfuckers stand behind him.
Anyway, what I'm saying is this: in a perfect world. Yeah, optically, it looks better to shake the hand. But you just said that you would shake coach's hands and still talk shit.
Hell yeah.
You shook hands for optics, homie.
Hell yeah.
You knew the camera was on. You wanted to look good.
Yeah.
You wanted to look professional. You didn't give a fuck about the professionalism, none of that shit. I know you, JB. You professional. Don't get me wrong, but like,
don't talk about it like it didn't happen though. That's my point.
Yeah, but to me, it's almost like phony. It's almost like it's fake, though. It's fake. It's like I'm doing it just for the look of it because I know that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, but Smitty, I just said that. I just agreed to that. Like
I know, but I'm saying like we gonna get a Shadeur for not being phony and fake.
But wait up though. So you defend every phony and fake motherfucker that we talk about every day on this show. When I say, man, that's phony talk, and you're like, yeah, JB, but you got to do it because you're a professional. So now you're okay with it. Like,
no,
what?
Listen. I hear you. You're right. You are right on this point. What you're saying is right. I am the guy that says optics, but at the same time, 2 things can be true. I'm seeing this right now. I'm looking at this, and Shadeur should. Don't do that. Shadeur should shake his hand. He should. There you go. That's the answer you want. He should, but am I, as a fan, as a neutral viewer, am I offended that he didn't do it? Nah, the player in me, JB, and maybe you're right. Maybe because I played a different position. I was a D tackle, right? So I'm thinking of it from a defensive lineman mindset and lens, and not a QB lens. So that's probably what's going on right now. I like that shit talking. I get off that. Like I like that's what I miss about football. It's not about the win, it's about the men against men, the shit talking, I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you, I'm fat, I'm gonna dominate you verbally, physically, emotionally. I'm gonna take your soul out your chest. That's what I miss about the game. So when I see that stuff like that, that gets me going. Like, you ain't gonna talk shit all fucking week about my team, my coach, my father, my team, me, and then think you gonna come shake my hand, man. Fuck you. You can't see me. You can't, I like that. He stood on business.
But he does
to his face.
But he doesn't when he loses.
To his face too, JB, and pointed at him like this.
But he doesn't when he loses. Like what?
He walked off the field one time out of all these games.
No, it wasn't one time. He did it twice last year, homie. Come on, homie. Stop moving the narrative around this motherfucker because you like him and defend him in prime. Let's keep it funky for what we see. But call out what we see. Let's just call out what we see. This motherfucker's done it twice last year. All he does is floss, and I'm this and that. Why? Well, let me ask you something. If it wasn't a big deal, and if cats weren't watching him and calling him out, why did Nebraska's whole team do a whole show after the game using his own rap song, Shadeur's, and did this? And why would they do that if they did not have a fucking reason to?
And what did I say? I said I loved it. I said I love that. Do it again, Nebraska. I would have did the same shit. I'm consistent on the shit talking. I love that.
That's my point.
That's part of the game.
So you have to call it both ways is my point. Like, why all of a sudden now he shouldn't shake hands? Because to me, I just think, listen, again, that's why I let in with this, Smitty. I said I'm a quarterback giving you a quarterback's perspective. Yep. And that's why I had to start saying it, because when Matt comes on, I'm going to let him know too. I'm just giving you a quarterback's perspective. This isn't a normal position.
Right.
We just let in the show talking about how bad the position is in totality across all levels.
Yep.
This is not a normal position. You're about to be a NFL franchise guy as well. At least you aspire to be. I don't think you are that guy, but that's another conversation for another day. I just think you have to walk different. You have to talk different. And how can you ask a franchise or an owner to give you $200, $300, $400, $500 million if you say the wrong shit at the podium, you do certain things in public, and then you do that after a game. I think he continues to hurt his stock. That's my point. And listen, you beat a Colorado State team. You didn't beat fucking Alabama. You beat an FCS team by 5 points. You didn't beat fucking Georgia. Let's pump our brakes a little bit and watch this league go unfold. That's all we could do. Can they get better? Sure. Let's see. But we're going to dive into that with Matt. We got to take a commercial break. 3 minutes. We got almost 8,000 people in here. Almost 3,000 on YouTube. Appreciate everybody's support. Make sure after this show, you go on over and get Matt and Big Bailey's take on 0 to 60 pod as well. Regardless of what you think, whether we argue or not, Matt and Bailey are part of this team and on this channel, just so we're clear. I'm always going to promote from within. That's what coaches do. But I haven't seen Deion Sanders promote anybody on his staff. We're going to dive into that. I'll see you in about 4 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who he spoke to every single NCAA college football 2025 team seemingly on the internet. From Last Chance U, national champion, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach!
What's up, gentlemen?
Coach, just great car, great stick. Thank you for pulling off to the side of the road. Hope you don't get killed here. Honestly, the side of the road, LA, I assume, that's not necessarily the safest place on earth. So we'll make this quick. How do you feel about all of these new coaches now in this NCAA college football 2025 game using your speeches to motivate these boys from one side of the country to the other, Coach?
I feel broke.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Can I get like a royalty or something? Like, Netflix already screwed me. I'm getting screwed by EA Sports now too? Like, holy shit. I hit him up. I reached out to him like, hey, trying to be cordial and nice. I'm a nice guy, you know me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, EA Sports, maybe I can actually be your video guy, the actual do a real video instead of using my name, image, and likeness.
Oh, shit.
And maybe I can get a little piece of the pie, but nah, it's all right. Just keep sharing my 500 million views of it.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but obviously you are a hilarious, miserable person, and this is kind of is how it goes.
Hey, Pat, I was actually chilling. My back went out yesterday, so I didn't even do my show today. So I just left my chiropractor, and I'm waiting on this damn cigar company to open. They're late, of course. I mean, come on.
Shit. Okay, so life is good. Last question for me, because I know the last time we talked to you, you had not watched the Netflix series Last Chance U. You said that. You said, I've not watched it, but obviously you've heard from everybody. Now, do you see some clips that come across your way? You're like, I don't remember saying that. And then all of a sudden, oh, I killed that. And do you judge your clips whenever you see them? You're like, I murdered that one.
Nah. A broad came over to the house the other day, and I didn't really want to watch Netflix with her and chill. But she wanted to watch the show. We watched one episode.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't watch this.
Okay.
And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. It was the first scene of the cow scene or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they only made about $4 billion off my name on this shit. I'm not watching Netflix either. So I'm spiteful right now, Pat. I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to watch EA Sports video game. I'm like, man, and I can't even get 40,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Well, you're going to the moon. We appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. Hopefully it'll get figured out, and we know the Netflix and chill thing, what that leads to. Bad backs, chiropractors. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach.
All right, we're good. What up? We're back in the building. Bailey, text me a link. I'm going to send to Weddle for later on. It's E-Dub Monday. Super Bowl champ Eric Weddle will join us in the show today. So shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Pound that like. We got 2,300 people in here on YouTube. Pound that like. Let's get in our special guest, Colorado alum, legend, Buffalo legend, runs a 0 to 60 pod with Bailey on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and join that as well. Matt McChesney. Let's bring him in. Yeah. Matt, what up, Matt?
Good morning, boy. How are you?
Hey, better Monday today, huh? You're not in court A and you won. Better Monday, huh?
Not bad. Yeah, man, I was impressed about 115 yards rushing and commitment to the run game, and the defense is real. Like, Livingston has really got these guys playing their ass off if that's the way they're going to play defense. You know, the adjustments after North Dakota State, the adjustments, you know, only giving up 21 points to Nebraska on the road, shutting them out in the second half. Like, that's something to build on. And obviously, you know, they took all this doubt and spite and hate to heart and really played their ass off on defense. And if you're going to support that offense with that kind of defense, they're going to win games. That's just the way it works. So
let me ask you, Matt,
it's amazing.
Go ahead.
It's amazing to me that now the narrative is CSU isn't any good. So why did you guys all pick them?
I picked them.
I know you picked them, and tons of other people picked them. And now CSU is just not good, and CU didn't do what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but
thank you, Matt, for saying this, Matt. Thank you.
Feels like a bunch of fucking idiots right now trying to like sit here and act like that wasn't impressive.
I picked them on Whitlock.
But I'm glad Matt's saying it because, like,
I understand.
No, because Matt is 100% right in this, JB, because it's like, all right, before the game, people was like, I don't know who's going to win. Some people pick Colorado State. Like, it's a big game. It matters. And then Colorado beats their ass. It's like, oh, you're supposed to do that. It's like, hold on, bro. You can't. It's like you're trying to set it up to where, regardless, Colorado's in a lose-lose situation. They win, they're supposed to do it. They lose, they're the worst team in the world. It's like, come on now. We got to give them credit when they go out there and dominate.
Let me defend myself. In fairness, I said that last week. They're in a lose-lose situation, in my opinion, every week. So I don't know why it's different to your point.
It seemed like they were in a win-win situation Saturday and played really well. I mean,
you and I spoke about Colorado State, and I said, hey, you called me, we talked. We're not going to talk about our private conversations, but you're like, fuck, bro, they're a bad team. They struggle with FCS. And I said, well, Colorado struggled with FCS too. And Matt was right. Colorado State is not a good team.
No, they're terrible.
They're a terrible team. And I watched it that night in particular, dog. I thought it was the worst coach football game I've ever witnessed by a coaching staff. And I got one of my former players as the running back coach there. They had no rhyme or reason on offense. They had no rhyme or reason on defense. They were so gap unsound. They were in a 5-man box against 11 floater. And when Colorado jumped into the little floater set, and I'm like, what in the fuck are we doing? And then they're both in B gap, and then you gash him on the edge in inside zone. He bounces inside zone to the outside. There's not an overhang player to be found. And I'm like, what in the fuck are they doing? And you and I talked about it. I'm like, I'm taking Colorado State just because there's all the pressures on Colorado. That's immense pressure on Colorado and Deion Sanders. So I was
going to ask you that question. So that was the only reason you picked Colorado State because of the pressure.
Hell yeah.
You thought Colorado would fold under the pressure, basically, what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know damn well you picked CSU because you hate CU.
No, I don't hate CU. I've never hated CU.
Okay, well then you're one of the king haters of CU. Let's just be real.
I don't know about his hate. I don't call it hate, Matt. I don't call it hate, Matt. Like, I don't know how you call it hate. When my best friend in the world.
Then you're extremely critical of 73% completions, 4 touchdowns, and 350 yards.
Yeah, let's be honest though. Let's give everybody some backstory.
Look, here we go. Now let's be honest. It's against CSU, right? So it doesn't count.
No. I'm saying before you call me a hater, let's give some honesty. My best fucking friend in the world, Darian Hagan's a legend there, homeboy. I used to go to Colorado games before I ever met you. Before I ever knew you.
He's not there no more though, JB. So
I don't care. I'm telling you, I'm giving you backstory is all I'm trying to say. So before you call me a hater of Colorado, I've sent multiple players there.
No. I didn't say you were a hater of Colorado. I said you're a hater of this.
You just said Colorado. I did.
You
yes.
You're you're not a real big fan of what's going on.
No, I'm not. You're right.
Okay,
Say that. Clarify. You didn't say that, though. Clarify. You didn't say that.
Okay,
well, I need to clarify now.
So look, man.
This particular Colorado, yes.
Look. Everybody can sit around and talk as much shit as they want. I know what I watched, and I'm watching. You can't sit here and tell me that the defense doesn't look night and day improved from last year. They're not leaky. They play hard. They're getting turnovers. They're applying pressure. The two middle linebackers, the law firm of Bentley, and then I think I can't remember 41's name, but he's a bat. Those two were downhill and super vicious. I understand that everybody that picks CSU is now saying, well, CSU's terrible. That's why CU won. That's the way losers talk after they lose. It's okay. Next week, the home opener for the reuniting of the Big 12 in Colorado, 6:00 on Fox PM. We'll be there. It's going to be a great game. We got Deion Sanders Jr. on tomorrow on the show, and we got Lawrence Vickers on Thursday. So, look, I was extremely impressed with the adjustments, the coaching, the attitude, the way that they didn't take the bait all week. I mean, we're going to talk about this on my show at length, but now I'm hearing all this national narrative how Shadeur Sanders he's not classy because he didn't shake the kid's hand. You mean the two idiots that are talking about murdering us and that we're all Instagram followers and there's no substance and all that shit, that you want to shake? Fuck your hand. I ain't shaking your hand. And I'm glad he pointed out and said, you can't fuck with me because you can't. That's a JV quarterback, and Shadeur's a top 10 pick. So I don't want to hear that shit. Like, if CSU and everybody wants Colorado to respect them, shut your fucking mouth and just play football. Did they not play dirty as shit again?
Well, wait up, though, dog. When are you guys going to shut your mouth?
We don't have to shut our mouths. No, time out. We don't have to shut our mouths because
we're all a 4-8 fucking program. Let's stop this.
No, they're a 2-1 program. Homeboy, that was last year.
Homie. Y'all were 4-8 last year, and you talk more than anybody in America. Stop acting like you guys are saints. Please stop the bullshit, homie.
You can sit here and yell all you want.
Let me talk.
Just because CSU got ran and you picked them, it's okay.
Matt, I'm promoting your show. And
you can just come over to the good side and
promote a Colorado show, Matt. I get it. It's cool.
I'm not promoting shit.
Listen, no, you run a Colorado show. It's good. What I'm saying is
that's great. I'm pretty critical on them too.
I know you are. That's why I said it's good. Let's be honest though. They're 4-8. And
no, they're not. They're 2-1, homeboy. That was last year.
Okay. So
stop living in the fucking past.
All right. So you're 6-9. So listen. Here's my
point. They're 2-1, dude.
Here's my point.
It's a new season. Fuck, man.
I get it.
Narrative with everyone that.
But hold on, though.
Played out.
Wait up, though. You're pushing a narrative that everyone else is the devil when y'all last year talked more shit than anybody.
We're still talking shit, yeah. And
okay, so why is it okay for you but not Colorado State is my point, homie.
Yeah, well, if you can't back up anything you say, then you probably
what? You just went 4-8. You didn't back up shit.
They're 2-1.
What are you talking about?
They're 2-1.
So we're gonna forget all the shit talking last year, and now we're okay with it because you're 2-1. But when Colorado State,
I don't live in the fucking past, coach.
But Colorado State just talked shit, homie. That was 2 months ago, Matt. That was 2 months ago. You understand that, right? No, I want to be clear though.
No, I don't understand.
The Colorado State players. No, but I want to be clear though. The Colorado State players said about the murder and all that shit was 2 months ago. It wasn't after.
Well, they sure as fuck ran all of it like it was last week, didn't they?
But it wasn't after they got beat by.
Well, then maybe they should put a disclaimer on there that says this was 2 months ago. Give me a fucking break, dog.
Well, it was though. It's fact. It's dated.
Well,
I mean,
then maybe you should tell everyone on the internet that because no one else seems to think that is true.
Well, Deion should have known that. Deion should have known that though. Deion should have known that.
2 months ago, saying that 11-on-11 after you lost. Keep in mind they lost last year too, and they're going to murder everyone, and it's revenge and Instagram and all this shit talking. So it's cool because it was 2 months ago. I thought you said. I mean, I know you live in the past, but what the fuck, like.
Well, I'm just saying, all the shit. You act like not every team in America wants to beat Colorado, Matt. Come on, homie.
Everybody wants to win on
about?
Saturday, JB. What are you talking about?
But you know damn well Colorado's put their fucking name on a pedestal. Come on, man. Act like we're not going to go after Colorado.
Good, dog. We were 1-11 when we fucking hired
Right.
Prime.
And you should cherish it. Yes, I agree.
Anything we can do to help our program, we're going to
I
do.
agree.
I'm not going to listen to CSU and its fans or all the bandwagon jumpers that jumped on because they wanted to see CSU lose talk shit. I'm sorry, but you can take your hand and grab your nuts with it. I'm not fucking shaking shit. Fuck your team.
Here, let me listen. I want to give. I just wanted to get your take and perspective as I gave Matt or as I gave Smitty mine. I want to give it to you from a quarterback though. Please listen to my take as a quarterback because you know me. I'm going to keep it honest as I can with this whole situation.
Dog, if Shadeur Sanders was your quarterback, you would fucking love how swaggy he is and how much attitude he has, and he fucking laces the ball. If you had Travis Hunter and Shadeur Sanders, you would be screaming in your fucking pants.
Yeah, but I'd also coach it a lot different. Yeah, but I wouldn't allow what they do. I'd coach it.
Oh my God, dog! Allow what? Allow
them. Can I fucking talk, homie? Can I fucking talk about what I wanted to mention? All I wanted to mention was. I wanted to mention that I said as a quarterback, him not shaking the other quarterback's hand when he extended his hand is not a good look. That's what I'm telling you. As a quarterback, though, that's all I'm telling you. It's not an O lineman, D lineman perspective. It's a quarterback perspective. Last year, he talked a lot of shit against Oregon, several other teams, doing the watch, all that shit. You act like this game isn't talking shit. We talk shit, Matt. That's what we do. Here's the perspective I have. If the Colorado State quarterback who was fucking shitty, if he came out and talked shit, when he extended his hand, though, it should have been a shook hand deal, shake hands, and Shadeur still should have talked that shit and said, fuck you, you talked that shit, but I shook his hand, though. All I'm telling you is it would have been a better look to talk shit while you shake the motherfucker's hand. I used to do it all the time. It's a bigger smack in the face.
Well, okay, then
that's all I'm saying. That's all I wanted to tell you.
Okay. I don't really know how to retort to that one.
I know you're gonna fucking defend them till you wheels fall off.
Well, it's not even about that though. Like
it's not what I said. I just said I don't know what you want me to say.
What is it about then? Homie?
It's not about just like because you think, especially me, because I didn't play for Colorado. Do I like Deion? Yes, I like Deion. I'll keep it real. But don't act like I've never criticized Colorado or anything that they do. I just honestly, God honest truth, this could have been any team. This could have been fucking USC. It could have been anybody. I don't look at that moment with Shadeur and be like, oh my God, what the hell, man? Like, it didn't affect me. I'm like, nah, I like this shit. Like I said earlier, this is a grown man sport. You talk shit and you don't back it up. When we see each other man to man, I'm going to tell you how I feel. Point blank, period. Shadeur completely outplayed him. Like it was night and day. And go ahead, Matt. Go ahead.
And that's really the thing is like I love how no one's focusing on the play because no one wants to talk about the defense that's actually super improved and playing their balls off, and no one wants to talk about the fact that they went for 115 yards rushing. I thought they couldn't run the ball, but that's just because of CSU. I got it. My bad. And then no one wants to talk about 73% completion and 4 touchdowns. And getting fucking cheap shotted again. And right when they cheap shotted him, it just pissed him off and he went to work. No one wants to talk about Travis Hunter being the best player in the fucking country. Fucking 12 catches for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns and a pick.
I do.
And, I mean, he's the best player in the country. And
hey, why am I not a hater when it comes to that?
wins 7 or 8 games, he will win the Heisman.
Why am I not the hater on that? I think he is. I think
I didn't point you out.
No, I'm just talking to everybody in general who I'm the automatic hater. No,
Travis Hunter's the one positive that you pull from Colorado. I'll say he's the one person that you
kind of offensive line played. The offensive line played way fucking better. The play calling was way better. The adjustments were adjustments and not just talking about them. Livingston has the defense playing their ass off. The 2 linebackers are fucking studs. Hill Green and Bentley, the law firm as I call them, Bentley and Hill Green. They're serving subpoenas. They are not fucking around. I need more play from the 3 technique. We're going to talk about that today. The 3 techniques have to be better, and they will be. Coach Sabb and Coach Lewis will get them right. I don't understand the reluctance to just say, they look like they're getting better. Like, you can't tell me that they don't look like they're getting better. Last year's defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. This defense has given up fucking 6 or 9 points in the second half the entire season.
I mean, I put it in context, Matt. They played an FCS school 1 by 5.
North Dakota State would win the Mountain West, dog. They're the fucking really
I don't
good.
know about this year. I don't know about this year's North Dakota State team.
Dude,
I
mean, it's just so. But what if, when they beat Baylor on Saturday? What's the narrative going to be Monday when they're 3-1?
Yeah. Listen, I'm with you. I'm actually
that
with
That Baylor sucks.
Yeah,
Matt,
Baylor sucks, and then they're going to go to UCF and lose for sure.
Here's the thing: I'm with Matt. I'm with Matt as far as they've gotten better in certain regards, but I don't know if I put the
awesome.
No, but here's the context. I have to put it with context. You played a North Dakota State team and 1 by 5, came down to the 1 yard line. You got blown out and dominated in every asset the very next week by Nebraska, and then you played Colorado State, which you and I said not very good team. So that's
why'd you pick them?
I got to use the context.
Why'd you pick them?
I told you that's why, because all the pressure was on Colorado. I said the stress was on Colorado. So I'm just telling you why the context also matters, I believe, as you say, Smitty. 2 things can be true. I'm trying to figure out, have they really, really gotten better? I don't see it. That's just my personal opinion. It's not a jab at them. I'm just
if you can't see the improvement, then that's a choice, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean,
just look. I'm not a huge Nebraska fan by any means, but I can look at that team and say, God damn, they're a lot better than they were last year. And I don't look.
And
they got beat in Lincoln, and it was needed. It's a humbling that they learned from and got better. They didn't pack it in and fucking listen to all the people tell them how shitty they were. I'm telling you,
you're
man.
inside. You're in there. I trust your opinion. I know you're in there. You see the shit that's going on. But remember, let's be real. They were 3-0 last year.
Yeah, they were. You're right.
Now they're better at 2-1.
They are better at 2-1. You're right.
That's why I'm letting everyone know what you're saying and what people don't.
Well, I'm glad you said that because
teams do get better. I've had better teams that are 0-3, by the way. I've had teams that were better at 0-3 as a coach than the year prior at 3-0. I'm just telling you.
I agree.
But I'm just telling you, all the fanboys out there are going to say, well, you just said they're better this year, but they're 2-1. Last year they were 3-0. So I'm giving you guys some context out there and some perspective.
Look, they're going to lose another game. I'm not expecting CU to go 11-1. The Big 12 gauntlet is a gauntlet. I mean, that entire league is going to cannibalize itself. It is what it is.
Hey, we only got.
What I'm saying is, there is a ton of improvement that's happening in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And if you choose not to see it because you don't like Prime or you don't like how cocky everybody is, which I think is just confidence and swag, and I'm sorry y'all don't have any, but it's starting to seem like there's the inability for people to just say, wow, that was a good job coaching. They did a good job with it, regardless of who you're playing. I don't care. It seems to me that there's an agenda, dog. It's not just like they played bad or they played good or I like the players or I don't. I mean, look, if you don't see the potential in Shadeur Sanders, I don't care if people think he's a dick. I don't want my leader to be everyone's best friend. I want my leader to have a standard and keep people fucking on their toes. And if something, he's just not afraid to say what's on his mind. So that makes him a bad leader. I'm sorry, but that's bullshit.
Man, let me ask you this real quick, JB, real quick. We talked about this earlier, the post game. They had the entire starting offensive line behind Travis Hunter and
thought that was pretty cool.
JB thinks it was phony and fake, and that he thinks Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, might have orchestrated and told them to go out there.
Who gives a shit if he did? He's the head coach. He's supposed to orchestrate everything. I mean, give me a break. Why is taking your offensive line up there a bad thing? They played their ass off.
We know. I just said it was commercialized because your quarterback threw him under the bus the week before.
Basically, JB saying he thinks it was phony and fake. To me, I watched the game. I watched how they bounced back after losing bad against Nebraska. And earlier before you came on, Matt, I said I think this shows that there is a culture in Colorado. As much as we say that you can't build culture with all these transfers, all this. No, to me, the team showed me they came together after a tough loss, and that they actually care for each other and they want to fight for each other. And that's what I saw.
And good. I'm glad you saw it, Smitty, because that's what's happening. Coach, what do you need to see, dog? Like what in the hell? No, I'm just asking, bro. Don't just ask.
No, I'm just saying it's game 3. I get it. Yeah.
I thought they were fucking 6-9 and 4-8 and shit. You haven't seen enough. I'm asking, what do you need to see in order for you to say that's a first-round quarterback and the best player in the world, and they're getting better, and they ran the ball for 115 yards, and their defense is playing well, and they can build on this? What do you need to see, dog?
It's game 3, Matt. We already just talked about who they played.
That fits your narrative pretty nice on game 3 when you're not. I thought they were 6-9.
They are overall. Here's my point. I'm trying to figure out. We've saw 2 years of it. You guys are anointing them with this great culture.
I'm not anointing shit. I'm saying they're getting better. I just said they're not going to win every game, and Big 12's going to cannibalize themselves.
I'm talking about Smitty just came in and said a culture. I see a culture now because he saw the fucking O-line stand up because the head coach said, go out there and stand behind your quarterback after he threw you under the fucking.
I'm saying how they play. It's everything. How they bounce back against a rival. This was a rival game. JB.
Yeah, that's what everyone's forgetting. Is Colorado State.
That's why I took them. I said it already 3 times. The stress wasn't all on Colorado.
What is it going to take for you to sit back and say, man, they really might have something in Boulder?
I got to see them win a few games in consecutive order and fashion, and see a program being built. Just as you would see, Matt. I don't understand.
You didn't see improvement on Saturday night.
I'm not sold on the opponents they've played.
I don't give a shit about that. I'm asking, did you see improvement? So going from no yards rushing to 115 and running the ball 25 times, that's not improvement.
It is improvement, but I still didn't see an inline tight end. I didn't see a lot. Well, dude, Matt, I watched your show too, dog. You were upset about their personnel groupings too.
I was fucking super pissed. That's why I said
it. So wait, I don't know football now all of a sudden? Like, do we see something something new? No, hold on though. I didn't see
you can just yell at yourself in the mirror, but no one said that to you.
I didn't say no inline tight end. I saw a floater. In a bullshit 11 personnel grouping, which you don't have to do much to. You put a floater in, and they ran the same offense. Why are we acting as if they just actually ran the ball like I said they should have, Smitty, against Nebraska?
Right. Which is a good thing. That's
a good thing. It is. That's what I said.
There you go, Coach. Good job.
That's all I said. But y'all acted like they came out in fucking 12 personnel stinger, and we added a bunch of new.
That's not who they are, though.
That's not what I said at all, but whatever.
It's not who they are, baby.
You love to like throw this what you think I said.
Like tripping on. Listen. This show is more of an overall gray area show. Matt is a Colorado show. Matt went to Colorado. I defend Matt's take every time because he's fucking invested there regardless of who the coach is there. I've been saying this for 4 years with Matt.
Right.
Matt should be able to talk shit about whoever's there because he's invested. He's an alum. But this show is I'm going to give the real take on my personal opinions, though. Well, and y'all act like it's fucking wrong.
The only reason I have anything of a relationship with them is because I do criticize them. All the people who just hold their nuts, they don't have any access. But I got Coach Prime and Deion Sanders Jr. and everybody reaching out to me, and we're using the connections that we have with each other to benefit the program. Like, it's what it is.
Hey, can I be fair, though?
I'm super critical of this program.
Yeah.
I'm the only fucking guy putting up videos about protections, and I eviscerated them with their inability to run the football last week. So when I get a message from Coach Prime and it says, we're going to make changes, we're going to run the football this weekend, and then I go see it, I'm giving the man his flowers, bro.
Hey, by the way, all the shit that I so-called talk and hate on, Matt, you know. Did Shiloh reach out to me this weekend?
You sure did.
Okay. But I'm the fucking hater. Listen, let's move on real quick, man. I want to be clear here. I want to be clear real quick. I want to get your NFL take because I only got you for a few minutes. Also in Denver Broncos. Break them down real quick and give us your take on the Broncos and Bo Nix Their defense is actually better than I thought, but I just don't agree that rookie quarterbacks should be playing in this league.
Bro, it's so Bree and I went to the game yesterday. It was cool to be at the opener. The flyover was kick-ass. And then the game started, and it was just other than watching TJ Watt and Highsmith and Cam Hayward, because I love watching the big guys. TJ Watt's a bad motherfucker. Holy hell. But the Broncos offense seems way too complex for Bo Nix. The formations and the motions and there's a video. I don't know if Bailey has it or not. We're gonna put it on my show of everybody, there's no sound and he's trying to make a play call and everyone's talking to the guy next to him, looking at the play call, looking at the card. Everyone's like, what the fuck? So this is not on Bo Nix. Bo Nix is a rookie. It was his first start, okay, at home. By the way, they wore white for the first time at home ever. Bad look. It was like a Steelers home game, bro. They were in black and yellow. There were Steelers fans everywhere. It didn't feel like I was at a Broncos opener. And I'm concerned with Sean Payton, dog. I understand that you had Drew Brees and he made you look real, real good. Like Tom Brady made Belichick look real, real good. Favre and Rodgers made fucking McCarthy look real, real good. You don't have bad players and good coaches and do well. That's not the way it works. So I really think that, if we want to figure out if Bo Nix can play, I think Sean Payton needs to figure out how to develop this kid and not just try and stick around in a square peg. I'm not saying Russell Wilson was right last year, but he sure looked a lot fucking better than Bo Nix. So, why couldn't they have just kept Russ for a year, drafted Bo, and let him sit there and learn? I'm watching these rookie quarterbacks, and not just rookies, but I'm not trying to talk shit about your team. AR5 was awful yesterday. Fucking Jaden Daniels got hurt. Bo Nix was terrible. Caleb Williams was fucking terrible last night. Awful. Some of the shit he was doing was just oh, well, we're just playing 500 today, huh?
Jackpot.
The quarterback play everywhere is atrocious, but especially with the young guys, it's
But what do I know?
We forgot in the NFL that they need to learn and develop. Very, very rarely do you have rookies just stepping. Not everybody's CJ Stroud. Most of the guys are Bryce Young. And I don't even think Bryce Young's terrible, but he also plays for maybe the worst team I've ever seen in the NFL. They are fucking terrible in Carolina.
It's just not fair, dog. It's not fair to put these dudes on the
I don't know if it's on the kids. I don't know if it's on the coaches. I don't know if it's on just the
organization,
the way it is now.
Hey, Matt, I hate to use the word fair.
Shit, bro.
I hate to use
develop any of these guys?
I hate to use that word fair because it's not a fair world. We know that. I don't use that word too often, but listen, I don't know what the other word is. It's unjust to put a rookie on an organization this bad. We've been saying this for a long time. There's no success ready to, and then we get rid of them for a Chico stick and string cheese, as we saw Desmond Ridder, Justin Fields, small hand Pickett. All these guys leave for a Chico stick and string cheese, and we don't give them a shot because they go in expecting to do something they're not really capable of on a bad organization. Just give me a bunch of fucking midgets at O-line and give me two white guys at wideout and then give my slow ass in the pocket and expect me to do well. That's what you're actually asking. It is not going to work.
It seems to me that the NFL has duped everybody once again, because we talked about this for 4 years in a row, into thinking that the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season aren't an extension of the preseason. I'm sorry, but you ain't getting me no more, dog. I ain't excited about when October hits. I'll get excited about the NFL. But right now, all these fucking preseason games that they're playing and chalking them up as regular season games, and the 19-13 and the 16-10 and the 12-9. I'm sorry, but Goodell and the NFL, your product is dog shit right now. It's dog shit, dog. Even the good games, Cincinnati, fucking Kansas City.
Solid.
It was was it?
Sounds cool.
It was Cincinnati, Kansas City, and the refs.
Yeah.
The refs just can't keep their fucking nose out of the game.
Hey, Matt. Let's keep that for Friday discussion, NFL talk, because it's we got a lot to dive in. We need to talk about that.
I will say this: the Saints look good.
Yeah,
Saints
they did.
Derek Carr. I tried to tell JB about Derek Carr. He ain't believe me.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Hey,
I don't like him either.
New OC and whoo. Hey, Matt, Shaun King wants to ask you a question before you leave because I know we got to move on. Shaun, what's up, Shaun?
What's up, everybody? Happy
What,
Monday.
King?
Hey, Matt, I have a question for you because I cannot talk to Shadeur Sanders like you have access to him. Here's the one thing as a former quarterback that I would pour into his life. Did Caleb Williams get any protection last night? They were hitting his ass from start to finish.
Yeah.
And Shadeur has goals of being the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yes.
Tell him the one thing I wish he would be very cognizant of is publicly placing blame on the offensive line, because he's more than likely going to be in a very similar situation if draft day goes like he envisions. And he has to get used to that's just a part of it when you're trying to build something. Colorado, in a lot of ways, is like an NFL team that has a high draft pick. And if they're not a complete roster, they're not an elite roster, they're trying to become one. So just tell him that's a very interesting dynamic to watch. The pressure Bryce Young was under, who was the number 1 pick last year, the pressure Caleb Williams was under, who was the number 1 pick this year. Be very similar situation to where he's at right now.
That's a really good point. And look, never have I advocated that throwing your offensive lineman under the bus is a good idea. But at the same time, the fastest way to send a message to everyone is through the media, and coaches do it constantly. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I have a problem with the leader doing it once, because it's really the only time I've ever heard him do it. Last year against UCLA, Coach Prime threw the O-line under the bus, and we should have left him there. It was atrocious. So it's look, man, it's. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm also not saying it's wrong. I'm very interested to see how they move forward, because it sure looked like everybody was playing for each other and playing pretty hard the other night. And I understand that now CSU sucks and everybody that picked them is just saying that they're Mountain West. I get it. I know the narrative, but it's that game is, after playing it as long as I have, and last year's game and everything else, and all the build up to this one, I was very impressed in what I saw.
Here's a point for everybody that nobody's really talked about. The transfer portal and NIL has made college football a lot more like the NFL, meaning that there's true parity. It's not like back in the day where a couple of schools can stockpile all the talent and hold it hostage. Like Georgia went to Kentucky in a damn dogfight.
Yep.
Like, I know the final score last week ended up being different, but USF gave Alabama everything they wanted. Tulane went to Oklahoma yesterday. They got the ball
and they're one
down 24-19 with a chance to win it.
Troy went and beat Mississippi State, or Toledo went and whipped Mississippi State.
Hashtag Maction.
Hey, I'm telling you, hey, JB, that's something to watch. I think there's more parity in college football now because of the NIL.
I'm on the other side.
Shaun, JB don't disagree with you. I've been saying it for a full year. JB says it's not parity; it's a worse product.
I'm sorry, Matt. Sorry, Matt, to hold you up if you got to go. But I don't agree. Toledo shouldn't beat Mississippi State by fucking 40. Sorry, I'm just not with it. I'm not with the parity. That's not parity and equitable and all this old shit. That's a fucking shitty product. I'm seeing shitty football. I'm just telling you right now.
So JB,
I think it looks pretty good.
At what point do we give Maxon some love? NIU went to Notre Dame and won.
He doesn't give
Toledo
love.
went to Mississippi State and won. Like,
no, seriously. Let me ask you and Matt real quick, because Matt's on
respect from JB.
He just doesn't. There's no love to be given here.
I know. I'm the old man on the cloud. Listen, I real quick though, Matt.
Yes.
Coming from Matt, who everyone hates just like me, by the way. So listen.
I disagree.
Real quick though. Hey, real quick, Matt and Shaun. I gotta ask you though.
I don't know what you're talking about, dog.
Is it really parity, or is it absolute watered down football? I understand what an upset is, okay, people? I'm not fucking retarded. I understand what it is.
Well, that's good.
Appalachian State going into Michigan in 2007 and beating them was an upset, okay? It wasn't happening every weekend, though. Let's just be honest. Toledo should not beat Mississippi State and then NIU should not go beat Notre Dame in the same week.
Those are two of the top MAC programs year in and year out. I'm telling you firsthand from somebody who played them every fucking year.
What about North Dakota
come on, homie. Toledo beat an SEC team, homie. Come on.
Look at the history of Toledo, homie. Look at the history of Toledo. They beat big conferences teams all the time since when I was there in 2012.
Anybody that gets paid is a douchebag.
Hey JB, how about this?
How about Tennessee and Kent State? How'd that work out?
Hey,
not good.
JB,
Exactly.
hey, UNLV has gone on the road and beat a Big 12 and Big 10 team to go 3-0 to start the year.
That's beautiful.
Sounds pretty awesome to me.
But that's what. Aren't you making my point though? This isn't no more parity. This is just watered down football.
Shaun and Matt, see,
team, dog.
JB wanted to where all the powerhouse teams stay in power. He wants Bama, Georgia. He wants all the top dogs to just keep beating everybody else's ass. To him, that's better football to him.
That's not true though. That's not true.
Well, what's true? What now? Underdogs are a problem?
No, they're not, dog. But this is not what you're supposed. Okay, I'm not gonna say.
This happens all the time, dude. I played Fresno State in 01 and they beat us. They're a fucking whack team.
But that's an upset. That's an upset, right?
You're fucking right. So is Northern Illinois over Notre Dame. That's a massive fucking upset.
We have 10 a week now. We don't have one a year. Okay.
Other than Toledo and Mississippi State, what was the big upset?
By the way, shout out to Jason Candle because they didn't upset Mississippi State. They woodshedded Mississippi State.
So they whipped Mississippi State's ass. What other mid-major or what other group of 5 beat a group of 4?
Say it again.
Since there's 10 of them every week. Who else won?
Last week?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean who won?
What other non-power conference that doesn't get an automatic bid beat a fucking Power 4 team other than Toledo and Mississippi State since there's 10 of them every week?
UNLV beat Kansas. UNLV beat Kansas, homie. UNLV beat Kansas. Okay, that's Power 5. Let's keep going. And since everybody, since I'm such a hater, since I'm always the hater, how many motherfucking teams do I need to show y'all?
Hey, man, JB always get like real hype. Hold on, man. Look, Matt, stay calm, man. Listen.
Hold on, no. How about fucking Memphis blowing out Florida State?
Florida State sucks.
Let me keep
That's
going.
True.
Okay, there's a fucking 3 or 4 every week.
You said 10 earlier.
What are we talking about, homie?
You said 10.
You know what I mean, Matt. Come on.
No, 4 and 10 are different.
No, every
just
week.
Like 4 and 8 and 2 and 1 are different.
Hey, JB.
Hey, Matt, my point was 1 a year versus 4 a week. Okay, there you go.
It wasn't 1 a year back in the days either, though, homie. That's a lie too. That's a lie too, homie.
North Dakota State has beaten fucking D1 Power 5 schools on the road for 15 years.
It's multiple upsets every year. This whole 1 a year shit is cat.
Hey, you know what I truly
Anything
think?
that doesn't support your narrative is just bullshit in your opinion.
Here's, you know what I truly think this, Matt, and I know you got to go.
He good.
Oh, no, I don't have to go.
He's chilling.
Stay on this. Stay on
you
this.
can't on the rest of the show.
Stay on and fight me then all day. Listen. You can't sit here and tell me. You can't sit here and tell me that we're watching. Here's my true take, and I'll let you and Shaun debate this. I truly think we're numb. I think we are numb to mediocrity, and we believe this new mediocrity is the new excellence, and we are numb to shitty fucking football. We're numb to shitty quarterback play, and now we are so numb to it, we think that's how it's supposed to be. And we think this is parity when it's actually shitty-ass football. And we don't want to admit it. We don't want to admit it because we need the clicks and the views. Other than me, I don't give a fuck. But I don't think we don't want to admit the fact that we are in the worst era of football in the history of our lives. This is the worst football in the history of our fucking lives. We don't want to admit it. We're numb to it. And I'm going to leave it at that.
So you think Super Bowl champion Shaun King his eyes and brain can't comprehend what's good football versus bad football, but somehow JB is the only person in America who can comprehend that we're watching the worst football ever. You're the only person who's just smarter than everybody else.
I'm the only person. So Shaun King also said it before on this show. Eric Weddle says it. Trent Richardson says it. Urlacher says it.
I don't hear anybody saying it about
Zoni and Josh Booty say it.
We're talking about college right now, JB. Not NFL. We're talking about college.
We've talked about the NFL quarterbacks being terrible. I haven't heard anyone say that the college quarterbacks and the schemes are shitty. No one. Not until today.
Zoni and Booty says it on my show every Wednesday.
No, they say NFL. They say NFL.
No, they're
I
not.
think
Shaun King, you've said it. I mean, we talked about college football.
I think two things can be true.
Oh, fuck. Here we go, dude.
I'm getting a trademark, homie.
Hey, listen here. Let me explain. I think the NIL and transfer portal have brought real parity to college football. I truly believe that because consistency can beat talent in a one-game situation. And what you're seeing is these MAC programs who have rosters that don't turn over as much, have practiced more together, been more together. Notice they're beating these teams that got all these goddamn hired guns. At the same time, I think the coaching in college football has diminished because coaches are afraid to hold kids accountable because they think they're going to leave. Because I see some stuff happening on Saturday, boy. We either got our ass cussed out and coaches pat the kid on the butt and say, hey, Charlie, it's going to be okay. I see some quarterback play and some things happening that I turn the TV off sometimes for some of the stuff that they're doing. But I think that's a byproduct of the fact that people have monetized trying to be a quarterback expert. And they're teaching bad fundamentals, man. Anthony Richardson's fundamentals, if he don't change them, he'll never, ever be a guy consistently able to locate the football.
He was pretty good in college, though.
No, he was hurt.
Not really.
He was hurt in Florida most of the time.
Good enough to go in fucking fourth overall.
Hey, Matt.
Well, that's a new mediocrity, Matt. I mean, he was fucking 48%.
Potential, coach.
I get it. But look what's happening. Look what's happening. He's fucking horrible. He's the same as
he
he was at Florida.
I'm not saying he's good.
He was 48%.
I'm just saying we were talking about college and we immediately reverted to the NFL and how shitty it is. So which one are we talking about?
No, I'm talking about quarterback play. And let me say this. Let me put a public service announcement. I'm tired of this shit. Listen, guys. When I'm talking and I'm evaluating quarterbacks, I'm not talking about no damn highlight reel. I'm talking about the structural things it takes for a quarterback to help his team win on a consistent basis. I can put Anthony Richardson and Caleb Williams for that fact. And I'm just using them because they're more recognizable than the college kids that I can call out right now and make a sports in the top 10. And neither one of us playing anything close to winning football. I know what it takes and what it looks like to play that position and win week in and week out. It's not about talent. It's about doing the little things at an extraordinary level all the time. That's what wins games. Make your layups. Throw the ball away on 2nd and 6 when the right guard misses his block. Keep us in 3rd and 6 instead of 3rd and 12. I'm talking about little stuff like that. Understand line of scrimmage protocol. Get us out of a bad run into a good one. Don't always be with 1 second left on the play clock because you're not recognizing what the defense is doing. Right? You never go broke taking a profit. Why throw an aggressive pass call in the coverage when the guy's opening the flat on 1st and 10? Throw an accurate ball so you can run after the catch. What's your body language like when you succeed and when you fail? This is the stuff I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the one highlight play where the guy throws the ball 60 yards, and it's a great throw. I'm talking about
9 for 19.
Down in and down out stuff it takes to win a championship. That's what I'm talking about when I'm evaluating quarterbacks.
Damn, he was cooking right there. Yeah, we got to cut that Paris and put that up on as a reel right there.
Beautiful. Matt, contrary to belief, I still love you, and we'll see you Friday.
Yeah, I love you too.
Hey, congrats on the win, Matt.
Yeah, you guys have a good day. UNLV's rolling right now. I hope you guys get in the Pac-12. That'd be dope.
Doing a good job.
They got to definitely put UNLV and Nevada in the Pac-12. That'd be super cool. So,
yeah.
All right, guys, have a good day.
Right,
later.
Shaun, we got a lot of topics with you. So wait up. So why are you not wearing a Tulane jacket? But
I was wondering.
Hold on, we don't do homer shit on this show. What's going on here? I just called Matt out for being a homer. Why? What's going on, Shaun? What's going on, Shaun?
Because you told me that they were gonna win that game. You was on here solo last week. I put money on Tulane because I'm looking out for my boy. What you told me, and the game went differently, Shaun.
So when you're a man of the people, you got to be able to go. You got to be able to go on the north side, the south side, the east side, the west side, get love everywhere. I've worn multiple USF representation, multiple Tulane representation. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm wearing a UNLV representation now because I don't want their success to get covered up by all the BS that's going around. It's on all the platforms. People should be talking about the start the UNLV is off to. They're beating 2 Power 4 teams on the road. Yeah, they won't get any conversation or be a topic of conversation per se. on most shows. So here, this is why I shows the realest out there. That's why I wore this, baby.
Hey, Shaun, so let me get this clear. So Memphis is supposed to beat Florida State. Toledo's supposed to beat Mississippi State. Fucking UNLV is supposed to beat Kansas. Yeah, come on, man. I mean, I can call these out. NIU supposed to beat Notre Dame. Marshall's supposed to beat Notre Dame last year. I'm trying to figure something out here. Now, let's really break it down on a serious note. I get that to your definition, it probably does equal parity.
Thank you for agreeing with me finally. So it's Shaun to say it.
I'm not agreeing with you. I'm not
Shaun
done.
to say it for you to agree, but when I said for a year, I was wrong.
I'm not done talking now. Don't spew my fucking words. I'm not done.
I'm gonna cut you out every single time.
By definition, that probably means parity because you see other teams winning versus teams that you wouldn't never see win. So I'm going to say, okay, by definition, it's parity. I also say two things can be true, homie. It's also watered the fuck down. It's watered the fuck down football. And this is as bad as I've ever fucking seen football. It's bad coaching. It's bad management. It's fucking player empowerment. It's fucking motherfuckers. The motherfuckers on the sideline are running the show. Coaches aren't. And then we see it translate to the NFL. Look at Malik Neighbors yesterday. Shrug off Brian Dable. I don't give a fuck if you don't like him or not. I respect him. You're a fucking rookie. Shut the fuck up and sit your ass down. We got Jamar Chase. Uncontrollable. Burrow couldn't even control his own man. By the way, that lost him the game. You can debate me all you want. That act, that penalty lost them the football game. You can say what you want, Smitty, and defend the motherfucker all you want. The shitbird who wants $150 million lost them the game.
But stop acting like this is like new to us, though, JB. We've been having divas at receivers since the beginning of time, homie. We can go back and look at receivers from your era who you play with who did the same shit. So why you acting like this is
the point, though? It's not parity, though. It's watered down. That's my fucking point, homie. This is watered down football. Y'all keep expecting to keep these guys in line, do what they want, give them what they want. Let's give you more money. And we got 8th-year seniors in college. We got fucking 9th-year guys. We got a quarterback that the NCAA just gave him another year because he just cut his hand open at Utah. How many fucking years you going to get, homie? Go ahead, Shaun. You can cook. I'm over it. It's bad football.
Hey, I'll be honest. I really struggle with the selfishness I'm seeing from players.
Oh, bro.
I hope they're watching this because football is a game that's played on emotion, but champions are emotionless. You look at Denver, the safety, that's a blatant helmet-to-helmet hit on Pittsburgh's receiver. He goes and throws his helmet on the ground coming off the field. He barking back at Sean Payton, Malik Neighbors. I mean, that was a little different to me because he was sitting on the bench, not acting out. And, like, Dabo went over to him. Like, I can get what you yelling a little bit, but I don't get what you yelling at the coach. But Jamar Chase, I mean, dude, we know you upset about your contract. First of all, that wasn't a foul. He just tackled your butt. Secondly, you're going to argue and beef with Joe Burrow, then come to the side and argue and beef with Zach Taylor. Like, come on, man. Like, I just think some of these guys, and somebody need to make an example of one of these guys because it's really getting out of hand. Like, I didn't grow up in an era where you could bark at the head coach. I didn't grow up in an era where you go on the sideline, tossing your helmet all around. Like, let me repeat
you grew up in an era where you could bark back at the head coach, Smitty? Why'd you give that face, homie? I'm confused.
Of course not, but let's not get it twisted and not act like we didn't have a few small bad apples in the back that sometimes would snap back at the coach, y'all. Come on, y'all. I'm not do that, JB. I saw your player cussing your ass out on last chance shoe verbatim. So what are you talking about?
You didn't listen to what he said, though. He said, but did you see him go back in the game, homie?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. You motherfuckers got me fucked up. Y'all think you don't listen to what Shaun just said and what I say. We didn't say they don't talk back, but we fucking disciplined them. There was a fucking consequence. There ain't no consequence no more. You know what the consequence is? Pay them more money for you motherfuckers like you to defend them, homie. Motherfuckers like you defend these soft pussies. That's what the problem is. I didn't defend them. I cussed their ass out and set his ass down. I didn't let him back in the game. I didn't let him back in the game.
Hey, Smitty. Hey, I can recruit, right? So yeah. I had a room full of ballers. I benched the kid for talking back to me in practice.
Hell yeah. Shit.
Well, let's blame the coaches then, Shaun. That's not blaming the players. That's only thing I'm saying is that we act like today's kids and players are just so much different than the players that you guys had. Like you guys were just so much tougher, so much bigger and badder and all this and that. I'm like, no, you guys had divas just like they do now. The difference is the coaches were harder. So blame the coaches, not the players.
Did I not do that earlier when Matt was on? When I was talking about it's the coaching that's watered down. They don't hold the kids accountable because they're afraid they're going to leave. In the NFL, they don't hold the players accountable because of the amount of money they make. And they're afraid that if they alienate the wrong player that makes the wrong amount of money, that it's going to impact them. Like, I've already placed that blame on the coaches. But I'm also not going to alleviate. I'm also not going to give a crutch to the player.
I don't get Smitty's take when it's never the fucking players though, homie. It fucking blows my mind. Smitty's never the players. Smitty, is it? Never the players' fault.
You always the players. have you noticed that?
The players' fault.
You're always players.
Keep playing them. Go ahead and hit it broad and choke your kid. And keep playing.
I have never, just for clarity, audio, video. I've never said that in my life.
Hey, it's all right. Don't roll the window down. It's all right. It's not your fault. It's never the motherfucker's fault. It's fucking unbelievable, homie.
JB just said a lot of stuff. I didn't say most of that. I didn't say.
I said real shit. That's what the fuck I said. I didn't say no lie.
He just rambled and said a lot of shit. A lot of that I did not say for clarity. I never said put your hands on the women and keep playing.
You'll see the motherfucker taking out the money out of Bank of America and defend that motherfucker, boy. God damn.
JB think players shouldn't get a fucking dime. They shouldn't get paid nothing. They should play the game for free because they love the game. They should go out there and play the game. It's a childhood game. We play the game for free. Forget your money. Don't worry about your money. You don't deserve to be the highest paid, even though your stats match the guy who's the highest paid. Go out there and play. If you get hurt, you get hurt. Oh well.
Smitty, don't you think, Smitty, don't you come on here and say you should earn your money though?
But yeah, players do earn it. Players do earn it, and they that's why they're getting paid the money they're getting.
They earn it by not practicing, dropping passes. Brandon Ayuk's a fucking non-factor, homie. Where's his money worth at?
Been 2 games, JB.
I haven't seen him do shit yet.
It's been 2 games, JB.
And?
You've been wrong a lot before. You was wrong about Caitlin Clark. I ain't called you out on that shit before. About this a long season. We gonna see.
Let me ask y'all a question.
Please do.
Can Brock Purdy play his way out of 60
Hold on.
million?
Whoa. Time out. I got a fucking video over a year ago. But what do I know, Shaun? I think you and I have discussed this, and I was crazy when I said Sam Darnold should have been kept in Frisco, and you should have got rid of Purdy. But now, what does it look like? Take me out this motherfucker. Take me out of this shit. I'm so tired of this shit.
I'm asking a question, though. I mean, can he play his way out of $60 million a year?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, he can. He's fucking garbage. That motherfucker's overhyped bus rider. I can't wait. You know what we got on the show this week, Shaun?
Who?
Cam Newton.
Okay.
And Cam Newton's coming on here and going to don't worry about it. Cam Newton's on the show this week, and he is going to set the record straight on these bus riders and these bus drivers.
No, my guy Cam was on the show this week.
It ain't your guy, but yeah, Cam Newton. And so
black quarterback. You don't like black quarterback, so that's my guy by default.
But Sean King and I have been saying this for a long time. Sean King and I have been saying this a long time. By the way, this guy won a Super Bowl. Cam didn't.
Hey, JB, whatever you telling Sam Darnold, can you do Brian Daboll a favor and call upstate New York and holler at Daniel Jones?
Why he keep leaving? I don't know what he got going on.
But I will say this. Video.
Okay, I will say this. He is, to your point about, let's go back to Brock Purdy. First of all, I do think that he could play his way out of some money because the way he's looking right now, this is the year you get your money. So if you go out there, you lay an egg, let's say the Niners don't win the division, or they go out there, they lose in a wild card game and his numbers are bad. Ain't no way you got all that talent around you. You ain't about to pay Brock Purdy and end up not being able to pay one of your actual guys who's been performing at a high level. So I think there's a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy to go out here and truly perform at a high level. And listen, there's been a lot of people criticizing him, even like last year. And not really just criticism, but just like wanting to see more. I've been one of those guys who like, listen, Brock Purdy's really good for this system. But at the end of the day, it's a reason why he was Mr. Irrelevant. It's a reason why he wasn't supposed to be the guy. Now, he's balled in this position, But I think a lot of that credit goes to Kyle Shanahan and the system he put in place and those weapons around him. But I think other defensive coordinators are looking and they're learning and they got enough tape on him now to where they know his weaknesses, they know his strengths. So I'm be looking. It's only been 2 games, so I don't want to overreact. But to answer your question, I think he can.
I don't think a Tiger changes his stripes. It is what it is. I've said it for a long time. I think he's a game manager in a system that's fully loaded. That you got a great O-line, you got a great running back. You eliminate the running back, and guess what happens? More pressure on him, isn't it? And now you got a guy like Brandon Ayuk and Debo, who I've been telling y'all, they're not traditional wideouts. Guess who the best wideout is? The guy I said a year ago, Jennings, because he's a true outside guy that can win on an ISO route. These other guys need to be in motion, reverse, fucking hand the ball this way. They're not true wideouts.
Ayuk is a true wideout.
Brandon Ayuk is not, homie. I'm telling you. That's why I told you shouldn't have paid him. It's proven me right, is it not? You're gonna sit there and tell me Brandon Jennings isn't the best on the staff right now? Is he not?
In 2 weeks.
Oh,
okay. 2 games. Sure.
I don't care. We only can go with 2 games, Smitty. What are we gonna do? We're gonna project 5 games?
If you are a gambling man, we got winnable.com/slap. If you are a gambling man, if you had to put money on a 49ers season and the offensive weapons of who would be the top weapons on that team, who would be the best wideout, you are not putting your money investing in Jennings right now. Stop it.
So here's what's hard when it comes to a Brandon Ayuk evaluation. He is talented, but because of the team he's on, he doesn't necessarily go against the best cornerback every week.
Because you got the
George Pickens, I found out a lot about George Pickens. Patrick Surtain followed his ass right all. Like, to me, can Ayuk stand up to that kind of pressure if he was getting the number 1 DB every week? I don't know. But is he a key component the way their team is constructed? Yes.
Let me ask you something. So I've been saying Sam Darnold needed structure, an organization, one solid coach that knows about quarterback play. I've said he needs not 6 OCs on 3 teams in 4 years. But what do I know? This guy's uber talented. I've seen him in person. I've coached against him. I knew what it was at SC. I'm trying to figure out how he goes into a much less talented roster, but it has structure. They got a number 1, JJ. They have a foundation on offense, and they're running what McVay runs obviously for the Rams. That's his mentor. So I'm trying to figure out how he goes in there with a lesser roster and does what he's doing in just 2 games, and Purdy is seemingly declining in front of our very eyes. But what do I know? I told you last year I would keep Sam Darnold on that Frisco roster and watch what happens. And I think Sam Darnold could be the guy there for 5 years.
Well, wasn't Sam Darnold number 1 pick?
I don't think Purdy is. Huh?
Wasn't Sam Darnold number 1 pick?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not.
Yeah,
was he? Was he 1?
He was out of Oklahoma, right?
He was first. I know he was the top pick.
SC.
What was he the number 1 pick?
Nah,
he was third. He was 3rd overall by the Jets. 3rd overall, but still, I mean, come on.
So my point being, obviously, the talent was there. I mean, the ability to throw the ball was there. I was with him in Carolina. I didn't have any reservations about his arm talent.
Yeah.
He just kind of got an awkward, demeanor personality.
Yeah. You question the it factor of it.
Yeah.
But he's in a good system with weapons around him, a good offensive mind. So
as long as Kevin O'Connell is very quarterback friendly, you should see that last year.
Yeah,
now, he didn't get anybody to consistently stay healthy after Cousins, but there were moments when Dobbs played well. There were moments when Jaron Hall from BYU played well.
Yeah,
you can tell that JJ McCarthy looked good before he got injured. You can tell O'Connell's very quarterback friendly. I just think Darnold's success revolves around how hurt is Justin Jefferson.
Jay, let me ask you this real quick. I know I got to, how about for a quick second, come right back. But do you think the Niners made a mistake by keeping Purdy over Darnold? Just straight up.
Yes. I said it on my show last year. I said it on this show, Smitty, with you on this show last year. I said it. I think we have a video of it, and we're going to find it and bring it up later on.
The only pushback I would give you, JB, is contractually. If Darnold had the success that Purdy had, they would have had to pay him. And considering that they were back and forth for Ayuk and Trent Williams and then Debo last year,
but Shaun,
contractually that would have put him in a bind.
But Shaun, you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay this guy.
Maybe that's why this conversation started. Can he play his way out of $60 million a year?
Go ahead, Smitty. You got to move, Smitty. We got a video. If you got to go move the car,
I'll be right back.
Hey, I think we got a video in. Do we have a video, Bailey? I saw you add something. He's like, listen, Shaun, I don't think Purdy is a game. I think he's a game manager, like Cam Newton said. I think he's a bus rider, not a driver. I just personally think that, even though I actually like Purdy when I see him hit his fifth and throw a dig route on time. He's the only one in the league that can really throw a dig route on time and not get it intercepted. You saw Patrick Mahomes try to throw a dig route yesterday and throw a pick, and then you saw him throw a comeback yesterday and throw a pick, and continue to tell me that Patrick Mahomes is throwing the football in the teeth of the defense is crazy. And I don't understand why you don't understand what the product quarterback is versus what a real quarterback is. But what do I know? I just continue to say, man, I just think we're in the product. We're in the system of products. We're in the era of product quarterbacks and system quarterbacks. I don't believe we're in the era of good play. I just don't, Shaun. Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't see it. I think we're in the bad.
I think here's what happened with Purdy, JB. I think obviously he seems like, I don't know this for a fact, but he seems like a coach's kid, like a kid that grew up around a bunch of coaches, or his dad was a coach. Like, he seems to really understand the game from an X's and O's standpoint. I think because he thought he should have been drafted before the last pick in the 7th round, he approached it with a different kind of energy. Now that he's had success, I think his confidence has maybe boiled over a little bit. And then some of those 50-50 balls he got away with, the first 10 starts are now starting to get deflected and intercepted. And, the regression is starting to happen as far as like balls getting picked as opposed to being incomplete.
And you don't have CMC. So play action's gone. Even though we saw Mason do a good job week 1. But by the way, there's no book on Mason week 1. So guess what? There's a book now. And he runs hard and all that shit, but he's not CMC. You can't expand him and motion him out on the outside and pull him at the X. You can't run slam screen to him. You can't personnel him. You can personnel Mason. It's a completely different guy. Stop it.
And we really don't know how good the 49ers are, because I've been telling people since the offseason the Jets overrated.
And you might be right. And we're gonna have to dive into the NFL solely on Friday, because we're just so rapid fire. E-Dub's on next, and we got all these guests on.
Shaun,
Friday, we're going to have to do all NFL.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Shaun. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
See you Friday. The realest show on planet Earth. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member. It's E-Dub Monday. Eric Weddle will be joining us here in a few. Jeff Nadu is going to join us to give us his picks and Monday night breakdown. Let's bring in, it's Monday Night Football, Eagles, Falcons, the Battle of the Birds tonight. Let's get Jeff right in here. Jeff, appreciate you joining us. I love how you go after fucking fanboys because we get a couple picks wrong, and like nobody else gets picks wrong. We do a Sunday show with Sean Salisbury. Make sure you guys follow that show every single Sunday, the best NFL pregame show. Listen, we give our picks. It is what it is. This is also the most watered-down NFL football I've ever watched. And I was telling Jeff that. I said, don't get discouraged. Quarterback play is atrocious. And when quarterback play is bad, it is hard to bet on teams because you don't know the scenarios that happen. Look what happened yesterday. Patrick Mahomes throws 2 picks, and the game should have been over. The game should have been won. And, by the way, the penalty, I talk a lot of shit about Mahomes and all that shit. That was a penalty, okay? Let's not start moving the goalposts. It was a fucking penalty. You can't hit the receiver before the ball's in the air. So understand that. But do the Chiefs get seemingly more penalties than most teams late in the game? Sure. But guess what? They're also the 3-time champ, and they also are going to get the Michael Jordan favoritism, the LeBron James favoritism. That's how it works. So anyway, Jeff, happy to join me. I appreciate you coming in. Let's break down your Eagles tonight. They have the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know where you are with Cousins and Penix. I think the team in Atlanta, the city, wants Penix to be the starter for a multitude of reasons, not only demographically, but just I think Kirk Cousins hurt. I think he's hurt. I don't think it's the same guy. Another guy would not have paid. And then you got Michael Penix, who's older. But then on the other side, Jeff, you have no A.J. Brown. I know you talked about that yesterday. Where are you at with this matchup tonight?
Well, I think it's a great spot to probably back the Eagles. I'm not a big fan of – I don't care about, fandom or anything like that. Whatever's going to make me money, I'm looking to bet on. And I think in this spot, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's hard to back Atlanta. I mean, we didn't see a lot from that offense in week one. Now, I'm not going to go crazy and say that that's what their offense is going to be all season. I think Bijan will get his. Drake London will play better. But the Eagles have plenty of weapons. Jahan Dotson's going to have to step up. Dallas Goedert, I think, probably has a big game tonight. And you keep leaning on Saquon Barkley. But Jalen Hurts cannot make some of the throws he's made towards the end of last season and then obviously in week one. Look, I kind of throw a lot of the stuff out, though, as you probably do as well. That field was really slippery for both teams. I think some of the things you look at, you just kind of throw it out. And that's why I said, as long as you get a win there, that's all that really mattered, I think, to Nick Sirianni. And it does. That's what really matters to him. The Atlanta Falcons have struggled on the road, 2-8 over the last 10 against the spread on the road. I'm not running to back Kirk Cousins, particularly on Monday night either. Understand, guys, he's minus 170 tonight, a major favorite to throw an interception. He is not a good primetime quarterback. We know that. Throw in the fact that it's on the road. He might be hurt, and he's got another guy, a rookie, breathing down his neck. I like the Eagles, anything under a touchdown. Sharp money likes the Eagles. I like the Eagles as well here.
Hey, Smitty, we got a list of great questions for Jeff that Bailey's put together for us. You got the next one here because I'm curious to get his Florida State and Memphis talk because Jeff is in tune with this type of shit, and I want to get his take on what this is and what it means for Florida State to pay Memphis.
For sure, man. And to the appointment, first of all, what's going on, Jeff?
Hey, bro.
But now, yeah, Florida State, man, paid Memphis $1.3 million to play them in Tallahassee, and Memphis just won 20-12. Florida State's now 0-3 after starting the year, ranked in the top 10. All three losses have come to unranked teams. Is Mike Norvell on the hot seat? That's my question for you. Is he on the hot seat, Jeff?
I think him and Billy Napier, both Florida State, both absolutely. I mean, look, here's what I don't understand with a lot of these college coaches. They don't seem to see the things that people like you, me, JB, even fans see. We all know DJU is not a great quarterback. We look at the way that offense is constructed. I talked last week about their defense is allowing opponents to convert 65% of their third down. That is not good enough. I want to also shout out to Toledo. They got a big check from Mississippi State, went in there and beat the doors off the Bulldogs, who I think they paid them $1.3 million. I think they lost, 34-7, 34-10, brutal. But yeah, Norvell's on the hot seat. Then again, I don't think he's on as big a hot seat as Billy Napier. Remember, though, Norvell probably should have had a Final Four team last year. If it was this year, he would have been in the playoff. He's got a little bit more wiggle room, but this is embarrassing.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what's going on there. They were undefeated last year. Everyone still in this country owes Kirk Herbstreit a huge apology. I'm gonna say it every week.
Every time.
Every week. But hey, Jeff, speaking of NFL, Antonio Pierce and the Raiders, super ecstatic after beating Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore, coming back from that game at M&T Bank Stadium. After a Gardner Minshew pick late in quarter two, Max Crosby has a viral video of him telling that motherfucker, hey, man, this is NFL, step it up. You threw a pick. It is what it is. We're going to need you to win the game. That's what I think Max told him. And that belief helped the offense score on 4 straight second-half drives, putting up 13 unanswered to upset the Ravens. 2-part question here. Are the Raiders formidable, and are the Ravens dead in the water? Like I have come out and said.
A couple things. I had the Ravens. I thought this was a great bounce back spot at home. Raiders really struggled against the run. I thought Derrick Henry, they would have a big day. I want to first address the Ravens. This team has issues. Okay, their offensive line is struggling, particularly the right side of that offensive line. Their receivers, I like Zay Flowers a lot, but outside of that, there's just not a lot there. Defensively, I don't know what's happened to this team on defense. They can't seem to get stops. They just seem lost on really every level. I thought Max Crosby, just a terrific player. He dominated the game. And give Gardner Minshew some credit. I mean, this guy, I mean, he's been at several teams over the last couple of years. He just finds ways to get things done. It's not real easy, but he gets it done. Madison played well for him yesterday. Devontae was big. And that defense, you got to give them credit. They really played well against a great rushing offense. They couldn't do much. I was way off on the Ravens. I'm way off on them in general. I thought this was a group that could surely win the Super Bowl this year, but they got a lot of issues.
Jeff, I'll say this though too, man. Like just looking, I'm gonna stay on topic, but just stay with me here. This week 2 in the NFL was just a strange week though. Like a lot, there was a lot of teams that you thought would win, went out there and lost and laid in the egg. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know if it's like I don't want to overreact, I guess is what I'm saying. But you look at the AFC North, right? Right now, the standings currently, Steelers are at the top of the division at 2-0. You got Browns at 1-1. You got the Bengals and Joe Burrow at 0-2, and the Rams at 0-2 at the bottom. Like none of us would have thought at the week 2 right now. Like this is actually opposite of what everybody would have assumed the standings would be. For the
I mentioned yesterday. I really couldn't get involved with the Rams with some of their offensive line issues they had yesterday, but they just got beat up defensively. I mean, Marvin Harrison destroyed them. We mentioned Coach JB and I mentioned the Minnesota Vikings. I thought they'd keep that game close. And by the way, another Raider we didn't talk about. Shout out to another MAC player, Robert Spillane. He's very good as well. He had a big play yesterday. Lions lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. You're right. It's generally the week 1 and week 2. A lot of overreaction. You see a lot of things. But the Baltimore Ravens have had a problem in both games.
I do agree.
Their offensive line has either committed a lot of penalties. I'll tell you another thing. I love Houston. I think Houston could absolutely win the Super Bowl. They've got to get this penalty stuff figured out. Laramie Tunsil jumps off sides 3 or 4 times a game. You know, he's had 40. He's had 44 penalties in his career, I believe, or more than that.
I got to ask you guys, though, when are you going to just say, this is what it is? Like, I don't understand. We keep saying every year, and Smitty keeps saying, as optimistic human as he is, God bless his fucking soul. This is the team. This is what it is, fellas. This is shitty football. It's bad product, man. It's a bad.
But he's not wrong on what he said yesterday. That there were a lot of things that just kind of were odd, right? A lot of bad teams or presumably not great teams beat good teams. This is what happens. But there are. I think you're right as well that these teams kind of just are what they are. You know,
I mean, I think the league is what it is. I think we're seeing a trend. I think we're just seeing.
I agree with you on that, JB. Now I'm not gonna lie. I actually do agree. I do think like it just you look at the quarterback play again, week 2 again, JB. I don't know the stat off the top of the head, but I didn't see a lot of 200-yard passers. Definitely didn't see a lot of 300. I think we had one 300-yarder.
His prediction yesterday was he didn't. I don't know if he said there'd be no 300-yard passer.
No, zero.
There was one though. Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, hold on. I know I'm not tripping. Look at
you are tripping because I looked at all the stats. He only threw for 287.
It was close.
307.
Huh?
307. Jared Goff.
Hold on. They got their fucking doors blown off. It was garbage time too.
If he did, I'm wrong, but I saw 287.
You are wrong, but Geno I think had a big game too. Geno Smith maybe.
But he didn't throw for 300, did he?
Yeah, I don't think he did. Only person I know is that I know for a fact Jared Goff threw for 307. That's all I know.
But either way,
though, JB, you're
about
still
30 teams
right.
that didn't have one. Like, you know, it's a great call by you.
Maybe you guys did. But the thing is, Jeff, 2 weeks ago, I mean, the first week, there was 16 under 200. Right. And I got to be honest, if you look at the first half, have you ever in your life seen multiple quarterbacks not only throw for under 100 yards, we had a guy throw for 16 and a guy, by the way, that guy you all call Sunshine D fucking Jones is worth $200 million. By the way, he threw
Come on, D Jones. Keep it real.
He threw for 16 yards in the first half. We had a guy throw for 22 yards. We had a guy throw for 25 yards. We had AR5 throw for 41 yards. But guess what? We're going to get better.
And also, remember, Trevor Lawrence is 0-7 in his last 7 games overall.
He ain't won in a long time, D. Jones. Like, it's not me just, hey, I'm not even like trying to be, because my team doing bad too. So, D. Jones, we got to come together. You got to be real. Y'all are not a good team either now, bro. You got to call it what it is.
Let me ask you, Jeff. speaking of Mr. Optimism and Smitty, are you optimistic today after seeing the Bengals performance, or are they just a team that owns the Chiefs in Arrowhead? And again, I thought they clucked that game off. They should have won that game, no question. I thought the Bengals dominated the game in every aspect. Offense, defense, pass rush. I thought they exploited. They actually pulled the left tackle out for KC because he was getting abused by Hutchison or Hendrickson. So like where are you at? Are you saying, oh shit, T. Higgins comes back, they figure out a run game, the defense showed up. Are the Bengals a team that now can be better, or are you like they just play against the Kansas City Chiefs better than most, and they're just who they are still?
Well, as I told you yesterday, I was really high on Kansas City. I liked them in this game a lot. But getting a guy like Jermaine Burton back was big for the Bengals. That's another receiver. He had a couple of catches for 47 yards. I think one was a pretty big play. I think it was 35 yards or something. But you're right. They play really well. The tight ends were eating yesterday. I don't know what Steve Spagnuolo could not figure out.
I like Gesicki, boy. Nice.
Hey, well, but Burrow actually looked like a big-time NFL quarterback again. So, that's what I'm saying. Against a pretty damn good defense in Spagnuolo, who knows Burrow in and out and still can't figure him out.
The problem is, Mahomes played bad yesterday. Bad. That was not top-level Mahomes or Chiefs football.
Let me ask you.
And they still won the game. That concerns me.
How many teams, and I be honest, how many teams in the waning last minute of a game get that pass interference call out of 32?
I mean, you and I agree, though. You and I agree it was PI, right? We do agree it was PI.
It was PI. I didn't want the game to end that way, though. But it was PI. It was PI. It was close because I thought he did try to jump into the ball.
It was letter of the law.
It was PI. It was PI. It was PI. It was PI.
It was letter of the law PI. Now
I also got to ask you guys. Why are we still showing fucking Taylor Swift every time Travis Kelce does anything?
I don't know.
Listen, Jeff, I know it's annoying, but you just get used to it. If you watch these games, you're gonna see them.
I'm trying to understand this. I saw last night during the Bears game, the Chiefs play Sunday night next week. They brought her up again. Maybe we'll see her. Why are we doing this still?
They're being told by their higher ups to do that. Trust me, I believe that, and it's a ratings thing, Jeff. I
think it's political and it's an agenda because she just voted. She just endorsed.
No, you can't say that because they've been doing it all last year before we knew what her political stance was. So
hold on, why don't they show
started? Then cool.
Hold on, though, homie. Why don't they show Mahomes' wife who endorsed Trump?
JB, they've been showing.
That's sure, good point.
Mahomes' wife, respect. I don't talk about nobody wives. Respectfully, Mahomes' wife and Taylor Swift. The reason why they're showing Mahomes' wife is because she was next to Swift. She's not next to her no more because I don't know. Maybe they're not cool no more.
So why don't they show her? She's still Patrick Mahomes' wife, homie.
JB, every player got a wife. I'm saying she ain't Taylor Swift, homies. Come on now, stop.
Smitty, let me stop. But aren't we? 95% of the NFL, the fans are watching for football. Why are we catering to a very small?
As a fan, I agree. I'm saying
I don't get it.
I know this TV shit is all about ratings.
She's that popular?
They're seeing she's that popular for sure.
You know what I'm trying to say? To this audience, she's that popular. I mean, she's not.
Trust me, if they're continuing to show her, it's something they're seeing in the ratings. Trust me, there's something they're seeing in the ratings that's telling them, "Hey, motherfucker, keep fucking talking about her," because they're bringing fans in.
I couldn't name one fucking Taylor Swift song. Fuck her.
Yeah, because we're true football fans. She's bringing in the neutral fans. It has nothing to do with her looks. I'm saying she's a mega star. She's a global, international star. I get it. Whether I listen to her or not, that's what she is. It is what it is.
I don't know. I never knew who she was until.
Yeah, but it's cool. But that don't define who she is because we don't know her.
I get it.
And I guarantee you've heard tons of her songs too. If you heard it, you're like, oh, that's Taylor Swift.
Do they play football highlights during her concerts? I don't understand.
I don't get it. No,
she's bigger than football.
No, they don't.
We have to show every time he's on the screen, she's jumping around like a fucking loon in the bot.
I hear you, Jeff. There's nothing we can do about it.
I don't get it. Hey, Jeff,
don't show her when he commits a penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it. Yeah. Finally, you got a catch in the fourth quarter, and the bitch went crazy like they won the Super Bowl.
And then they called it back.
Went crazy.
Then they called it.
Go ahead, move forward.
That one crazy. Hey, Smitty, we got a top 5 list. I know we didn't. Jeff don't have a list, but we're gonna go through our list with Jeff because Jeff's gonna give us insight, and Jeff can ad lib if he wants.
Yes, he can.
But we got a top of the world, bottom of the barrel list that we want to do with Jeff over the weekend. And Jeff, this could be team or player, whatever you think. You agree or disagree with us. Go ahead, Bailey. Whatever list, it don't matter.
Throw some on the board. Let's throw some on there. Whatever we see, we see.
Big Smitty's top 5. Big Smitty's top 5 college football performances, and he picked 5 teams. Jeff, agree or disagree with those 5 teams? Go ahead, Smitty.
I got Colorado number 5 only because of the pressure with it. We understand Colorado State's not a great team. It's not about that. It's about the fact that they had a horrible game the week before against Nebraska. Got embarrassed on national television. They lost in all phases of the game. So this was a must-win game against another rival. A game in which we had the whole nation watching them last year. Went to overtime. So much trash talk and dirty hits going on. So we can talk all that talk now and say Colorado State sucks and shitty and all that, but none of us really thought for sure, for certain, that Colorado would go in here and win this game. So to go in there and win in a dominant fashion, 28-9, you got to give them their flowers. Number 4, I'm going with Kentucky. I know what y'all thinking. How Kentucky's on the list and they lost? Man, if you watch that damn game, they took they gave Georgia everything they wanted and more. Lost the game 13-12. Defense played phenomenal. Lights out. They're going against the number 1 team in the country by ratings, guys. These guys, Georgia ain't lost it forever. And to go down to the wire, for me, I learned stuff even in losses. I learned more in losses, actually, than I do in wins. And I think Kentucky showed me a lot of heart, grit, and showed me that they are a real deal, a serious team in the SEC. Number 3, I got to go with Oregon. Oregon, I know we've been kind of critical of them first couple of weeks, saying that, they're winning, but it just didn't look right. To me, this past weekend, they looked right. They looked better. They looked good. It looked like Oregon. They're going against Oregon State, a early season rivalry game, and to go out there and win 49-14, I thought that was a big, hey, we are still serious. We're here to stay. Dylan Gabriel, I think, had almost 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, had a clean game. So I got to give them their flowers. Number 2, I'm going with Alabama. Alabama continues to show that they're Alabama still, even without Nick Saban. The post-Saban Alabama era to this point is still the real deal, still legit. Jalen Milroe's out there playing his game. It might not be pretty. It might not be the quarterback yield type of game that we're used to seeing from a Quinn Ewers or those traditional type guys, but he's playing great in his game, leading that team. They're running the ball efficiently. They're being physical, and they're playing a smash mouth brand of football. And number 1, though, I got to go with Texas. Quinn Ewers goes down. The whole world, they're nervous. They don't know what they're going to do. Quinn Ewers is a Heisman candidate. Arch Manning said, hold my beer. Came in there, man, lights out, didn't miss a beat. Ran better than any of his uncles have ever ran the ball, threw the ball accurately down the field, played with swagger, played with confidence. And I think Texas right now is the best team in the nation. These are my top 5 football performances of the week.
Couple things here. I would switch. I'd put Alabama 1 personally.
Out of his list. I want you to critique.
Yeah, I'm going to critique it. I'd put Alabama 1. They beat Wisconsin, a Big Ten team. They beat them up bad. The biggest future I made this year was Alabama makes the playoff at -105. Texas beat UTSA. This is not a vintage UTSA team. They're a bad football team. They lost to Texas State by, I think, 3 touchdowns. I'd also throw, and again, this was Friday, so we forget about it. UNLV went into Kansas and beat Kansas, a game they probably shouldn't have won. They're 3-0, and all of a sudden looking like the best team in the Mountain West. I really like that group. Well coached, Barry Odom, great coach. You can't have a team that lost on this list, at least to me, but I do understand your conundrum there. Oregon, very good performance. I'll shout out Washington State as well. They beat Washington. Washington had like 76 penalties. I want to talk about this at Colorado. A good win. Hold on. Braden Fowler-Nicolosi is one of the worst quarterbacks in the country. It's that simple. Number 2, Shadeur Sanders yet again. This guy just doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Everything, when it goes his way, he wants to be a part of it. He should be ashamed of himself yet again for doing what he did at the end of the game. The fucking balls on this prick. The balls. He walks off the fucking stage when his team is losing. He can't fucking deal with it, so he walks the fuck off. And then, who does he beat? Colorado State.
His rival.
Colorado State's a fucking nothing program, dude. Nothing. And what does he do? He walks up to the opposing quarterback. The balls on this prick. The arrogance.
Prick.
Yes, prick. The arrogance.
You wouldn't say it to his face. I bet if Shadeur was right here in front of you, you wouldn't say it to his face. I guarantee you, Jeff. If Shadeur's fucking sound was right here, you would not man to man, face to face, nose to nose say Shadeur saying you a prick. I guarantee you you ain't about that life.
Well, then you don't know me too well because I've done it to all sorts of other people. You don't know me too well. And you know what?
He told the mob that.
Not to their face, he ain't. He do all TikTok videos, JB. He ain't saying to their face.
That's your generation, homie. That's how y'all talk shit now.
Smitty, just be honest. You got to understand where I mean, that is a punk fucking move. That's a punk move.
Jeff, let me ask you this, Jeff. If a motherfucker was talking shit to you, right? Jeff Nadu's this and that, and then we see each other face to face. I ain't about to shake your hand and act buddy. He looked him in his eyes and said, "You can't fuck with me."
But when the Bears fucked him up, he walked off the fucking field so he didn't have to face anybody. That's
injured. Here's the question, though, Smitty. You got to add the narrative, though. It's not like Shadeur's first time. He's been just like a fucking great fucking guy, and he's never said nothing. If that was the case, then I'd agree with you, Smitty. But that's not the case, dog.
Two things can be true. Hold on. When Shadeur talks shit and Cairo get their ass beat, what the other team do? They listen to his music in the locker room. It's cool. I'm saying it goes both ways. It's football. Hold on.
Smitty, why do you make excuses for this team? I don't get it. It's every week with you.
It could be anybody.
You go there?
You always go at him, though, Jeff. That's the thing. You always go at him. What's your beef with him? What did Deion do to you? I know you and Deion was both their balls to at the same time. Did he take an opportunity from you? Like, what happened? Why you don't like Deion for?
I'm not saying, but because I speak in fact. I don't speak in conjecture like you.
You
the
speak in
fact
emotion.
is they have not been a good football team. That's the fact.
They're 2-1. They're 2-1. They're 2-1.
They play nobody.
I'm talking to Jeff right now, JB. I'm talking to Jeff right now. You be quiet. You mute.
I just gave them the credit. They won. They played very well this weekend. But let's keep it going. Now you got to go play Baylor. And you get into the Big 12 schedule.
Cool.
But let's stop acting like this guy's not a punk this quarter. He's a punk.
Yeah, that's too far.
Hey, Smitty, can we talk about
Why does no one else do this?
I do. Can we talk about your shitty list? You talking about your shitty list. Can we bring up my shitty list?
Yes, please.
All right, so I want Jeff to critique my list too, because Jeff and I are in the same boat with Shadeur. All right, let's go. Here's my top performers, and I want to critique your top performers list. I would have took Kentucky off your list, Smitty, and added Georgia as a bottom team. I would have flipped it. That's all I'm saying. That's my critique. That's my critique. My critique of you, because Kentucky's first 2 weeks they look fucking horrible. So, let's dive into this. Memphis is number one because they beat Florida State. I just think Memphis got paid and they gave him a big fuck you sandwich. Number two, Travis Hunter. I'm doing mixed matches of players and coach and teams. Travis Hunter continues to.
Jeff ain't gonna like that, boy.
Nah, Jeff said Travis Hunter's amazing.
Yeah, what?
Arch Manning comes in the game for Quinn Ewers, goes 67 yards on a run. I think the longest quarterback run since Vince Young.
Yeah.
Arch Manning showing that he maybe is better than just playing 8-man football in Tennessee. Alabama, I think they're still formidable. And then Oregon, because it was a rivalry, not because they actually played really good. I just think they played a week 2 rivalry, which is, again, to me, a bad look on college football. You shouldn't be playing a rivalry week 2, by the way. That's just a shit show, in my opinion, Jeff.
Let me say one thing, and I know I got to get off here, but we want to polish Shadeur Sanders' fucking balls every week. Let's polish someone else's. Why don't we give some love to Jackson Dart, who's thrown for 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns, and just 1 interception in 3 games?
A lot of other guys, too, by the way, are balling.
How about that?
Yeah. Well, listen, JB and Betty puts together the rundowns, Jeff. So I just talk about the topics that we have in hand. If we put on Ole Miss, we put on other schools on here, we will talk about those players. Until then, we're gonna talk about the topics at hand.
Another thing, let's also talk about Nico down at Tennessee. They put up a 70 spot against.
That's my guy. I helped raise Nico. I know the family.
That team right there is gonna be very intriguing to me. And we'll get to our.
And JB, what about South Alabama on Thursday night? Put up an 87 spot.
Wow.
I love it.
But it's parity. We're in the best fucking football era ever. It's
Toledo, #Maction. We talked about that. I mean, listen,
Toledo beat an SEC team, Jeff.
That's normal shit to me. Like, I played in the MAC. We do that all the time. We beat Big Ten teams.
So
we beat SEC, all that.
Toledo's just better than a fucking SEC.
Yes, Toledo's the legit. Toledo has been top 25. Like, Toledo's a legit program, bro. See, JB, you don't know anything about the MAC, which is fine. I'm here to educate you. You never watched the MAC, coached the MAC, nothing with the MAC.
Name one player in the MAC, Smitty.
Toledo had Kareem Hunt's a guy from the MAC.
No, right now.
Listen, all I'm saying is this. This is a legit program that's been legit for a long time.
No, listen.
That's all I'm saying.
You were 100% right. That was that was a good performance. I give them a lot of credit. Maybe Kent State can beat Penn State this week. 50-point underdog.
Kent State sucks. They've been shitty.
Return of the MAC. Return of the MAC. Hey Jeff, we'll do our bottom five.
We'll do it tomorrow. Fuck, I don't even care no more. We got Weddle in the building. I heard.
Yeah, we do. But Jeff's my guy. Jeff,
I don't like Jeff no more.
We got to push Jeff around on schedule because we have so many guests on Mondays and Fridays. Jeff, appreciate you being a trooper. Go follow the Sit Down Pod, Climb Pod on YouTube today. All right,
See you,
Jeff,
man.
See you Friday. My guy. It's E-Dub Monday. It's Super Bowl champ Eric Weddle Monday. Utah legend Monday. Ram, Charger, Raven legend Monday. I think we got a video for it too.
Yeah. I'm in my mode, ready to transform you into I hate a storm, Hail Marys, I make it pour. Good, I ain't lying, you little giants, we been defiant. Rising. What's the cost to be the boss? Breaking down the walls. We all in once the coin gets tossed. Got the plan of action, never acting. No need to scramble to get traction. We make it happen. From 3-4s to 4-3, we get it cracking.
Yeah. What's going on?
What's up?
I'm not leaving you today. I'm here the whole time today.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Hey, Smitty, before we start, stand up, Smitty, and clap it up. Oh, and watch and look at that.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, sir.
Hey, Smitty, you know why we're clapping it up? You don't even know.
Yep.
Why?
Go ahead and say it real quick.
You don't fucking know.
I do, but go ahead and say it.
E-Dub is 4-0 as a head coach. Clap it up.
4-0.
Boys are playing hard. The boys are playing. They're playing now.
Uh-oh.
We got 4-0 in the building. Who you got next?
Torrey Pines at Torrey this Friday. We haven't beat them in over a decade. So it's a big time game. They've had our number for a long, long time. I think since 2009 was the last time we beat them. So
damn,
big game for us. We need to get over that mental block, which we plan on doing. And it ain't the same Broncos. It ain't the same RB that's been in the past. So
hey, E-Dub, people don't understand when you bring in a culture and a winning culture and you're a winner and it's just DNA. It's in the DNA. When the head coach is a winner and knows how to win and builds a program and restructures the culture and does everything opposite of Colorado, it's unbelievable on what people don't see. They don't see it, and then the players buy in. You're a winner now. You have an absolute winning streak going on. And now, before, years ago, when I took over Cabrillo, who was 3-57 over a 6-year span, I took him. We go 7-3 year one. But people didn't realize once they win now we hadn't beat teams like Jordan, Milliken, Wilson in 10, 20 years. I never lost to Milliken in 4 years. I never lost to Wilson. They understood it. I think it's the same thing with you and Torrey. You're going to get that win, get over the hump, and now your guys will believe and run through a wall for you. And you're doing it the right way. Shout out to you. And you are what is it called? You're an anomaly because most good players are shitty coaches. Let's be honest. I'm telling you, it's fact. But good job.
I think the biggest players that have to adjust is that they don't have all the answers, and you have to be able to adapt to the players you have. You can't do certain things that we're used to, or these kids got so many other things on their minds that you have to navigate. This isn't their job. This isn't their number one thing in their lives. So how do you still get what your standard is, but also meeting them in the middle on certain things, and what is the purpose? Most of these guys are going to be playing their last year of football for the rest of their lives. So how do you keep them engaged? How do you keep them about the team and a we not me attitude, and also trying to instill them what it's going to be like in the real world is what you're trying to do and what those characteristics are. So it has been a transition, but we're working.
Not to get off topic, because I know we got some questions for D-Dub. On a coaching level, do the kids know yet? Or they realize, okay, like, because you're monotone, you're so level all the time, level headed. You don't really cuss. You don't really do a lot of things. Have the kids figured out, like, okay, I played Super Bowl, I know how to flip the switch. Have they figured out that switch? Have they saw that switch yet? And did they realize that we have a different gear?
Don't say we.
Yeah.
I'm monotone. I don't cuss.
Yeah. There are a few triggers that come out every so often. Like when kids are talking, when I'm talking, that I like.
Number one no for me.
When guys don't take a knee like the proper way with their chest up and not sitting on their back foot.
Yeah.
I've seen guys get cut not taking the knee the right way. So there are a couple triggers, like a walkthrough practice. Like, I know kids can't focus for more than 30 seconds. I get that. But when I have like a mock game of just, it's like literally we're going through like kickoff, then we're backed up, and then just going through all the situational football, last play of the game, Hail Mary situation, ball at the 20, last game, what's our call? And we got guys like not on the field when they're supposed to be on the field when we yelled it like 3 times. Like, that's really been it's been hard for me to be like on a Thursday having a happy attitude when my kids can't focus for more than a minute.
I said kickoff.
Yes. And I got 9 guys out there. I'm like,
Steven,
what are we doing on the sideline? What are you guys doing?
That last practice before the game was almost the most important practice. I remember at Ball State, like, if we had one mistake in like personnel right there, our head coach, Coach Limbo, was like, the whole energy was off. Like, he's paranoid now. Like, that last practice before the game was like crucial. I get it though. I get it.
Yeah. Hey, Dub, we got a lot going on. A lot. Big weekend just happened. I got to dive right into one of your former teams first, though.
Why your team's losing, man?
The Ravens. Ravens. Let's talk about the Ravens first, because I'm on this show, and I got Noel Mazzoni and Josh Booty on every Wednesday, and we're going to start breaking down film this week from the studio. I got to ask you, and I talked to you last Monday. I said a couple weeks ago, I don't see how you blend this offense. I thought that Derrick Henry was the wrong addition at running back for the wrong acquisition in free agency. I thought they needed to keep a guy like the Chargers got in a Gus Edwards or one of those type of guys. Because I don't.
Look how Dobbins is playing right now.
Dobbins, yeah. I don't see Edub how you're in the gun, and we're gonna sit there in a mesh point with a 240-pound guy that's used to going A gap to A gap underneath center and not have to worry about. Is my guy pulling the ball from me or not? I just don't see how you mesh it. And then we know that Lamar is not the greatest underneath center back to his defense passer. So I think he needs to have eyes on the defense all the time, which is a gun quarterback, which is now 90% of the league. Where are you at with this blend? And what Monken, who I like a lot, I think Monken's a great coach. He's an NFL guy. He's been an NFL guy before he was college, contrary to everybody's belief. So he knows how to do it. But I just go back to Greg Roman. I thought that was the most natural offensive coordinator. He knew what his personnel was, as you just stated to start the show off. You have to understand your personnel. And in college, you either recruit your personnel for your philosophy on offense and defense, or you adopt a team, and then you have to go with what the personnel already tells you to run. Are we a double tight end team? Are we a 10 personnel team? And then next year you recruit your guys and you change and evolve. I don't know if you can do that with Lamar and Derrick Henry in the backfield. I just don't see the mesh. Because are we going to run boot naked waggle off the gun, off the mesh point with Derrick Henry? Are we getting under center and running boot naked? Is Lamar going to boot left against his throwing arm? There's a lot of things I don't know if you can do it. And then losing Patrick Queen on defense, which is your wheelhouse, I think was a huge loss. I think that hurts them. I just think they have holes, E-Dub. Where you at with the Ravens and this whole 0-2 start?
Why? I think when you think about the Ravens and having played there, it's about the details. It's about playing great defense, running the football, and being special in the special teams. And I just don't think they're putting all that together right now, and especially in the end of game situations, they're faltering late in games where they usually have been historically executing those type of situational football. So I'm not overly worried or concerned. I wish, like, I don't wish, like, I don't want to say like that. They're professionals. They put so much time into it. So for us to say this and that, like, I don't think they're an under center team with Lamar and the running back, Derrick Henry.
Because of the QB, though, right?
Yeah.
Because of the QB.
I mean, it's just not. It's not Lamar. Like, why are you going to try to make him into something he's not? He's great in the gun. He's great at running the ball. He's great at manipulating and running around and being special. Like, why are we trying to do stuff that he's not, and not necessarily like he can't do. It's like you got to practice that and practice it and practice it and then get game experience doing it. Like, trying to do it now just because you got Derrick Henry. Like, I just wanted to, like, hey, be in the gun. 12 personnel is probably the best. Like, is it Lamar's fault that Bateman can't catch the ball and the ball flies up to the linebacker for an interception? Like, that stuff is just unacceptable at the professional level, in my opinion. So I think he gets a lot of credit when credit's due, but I also think at times, like, the coaches aren't doing enough to do what he should be doing and running. Listen, the gap scheme out of the gun with the element to pull it on the perimeter with an arcing tight end to that side for lead blocker. Like, get back to doing what we do best. Let's run the football, play your defense, and take shots. Like, shots.
Put on your GM cap now. Put on your GM cap. You aspire to be one day, maybe, and tell me why they took Derrick Henry then. Because the quarterback is the engine, and I can't change him. Noel Mazzoni's on here every weekend, who's coached guys like Johnny Manziel and Phillip Rivers and others.
Really good.
He's like, you can't change the quarterback. You can't. You can change the running back as far as where we put him. We put him in pistol. We put him on offset. The quarterback is the quarterback. And why did they take Derrick Henry then using your GM hat?
Well, I think Baltimore is known for taking older veterans later in their careers and getting a year or two out of them. You can go down the list with Steve Smith, with myself, with defensive players. So I think when Henry became available, you look at his production, you look at the type of guy he is late in games, and you look at the Ravens as a running defensive mentality type team. Like you just kind of like, yeah, it'll work out. And I think it still can work out. I just think you got to.
He wasn't bad yesterday, too, by the way.
No, he had 18 for 83 or something like that.
Touchdown, another touchdown. Yeah, he was cool. Like, yeah.
He's not going to be the 25 carry, 150 yards a game. Yeah. I think the carries he does get, just make it within the scheme that Lamar is a viable run option that'll help both of them. If you're going to be under center, you're only worried about the boot game, and boot game in today's world, if you don't run it 6 to 8 times a game, it's just not worth doing.
Yeah, I agree, man. I thought this weekend in particular, the reason why I'm not like panicking about the Ravens is because this Sunday was just a weird Sunday in terms of like a lot of the teams who you probably would have put money on to win the games didn't go out there and perform. Number one. Number two, you look at the AFC North, and I said this earlier, Weddle, the two bottom teams of the division right now are the two teams we thought would be at the top. It's the Ravens and the Bengals sitting at 0-2. You got the Steelers at the top at 2-0, and then the Browns are 1-1. So, like, listen, do I think if I had to invest into which one of those teams I think will be at the top, it's still the Ravens at number one. Possibly the Bengals, but still the Ravens for me. So I'm not concerned. They got some holes for sure in the team, as every team does, and they have to figure some things out. But I'm not sitting here in week 2 like, oh my gosh, the Ravens are done. They're not the same team anymore. No, they have some new pieces. They have to figure some things out. And I think as things continue to roll, we get close to the middle of the season, we'll see the Ravens truly getting back to the Ravens that we know. So
my coaching hat is totally opposite. I think there's huge problems, and I don't see him fixing them because of the ball spinner. I just don't think he's a guy that can adapt to the system. He has to be the system. And I think if he's not the system and we're not running RPO, double, and triple option stuff, I don't see how you're successful, which would negate Derrick Henry. But if we want to get Derrick Henry involved, then I think it negates the engine and the motor, which is Lamar Jackson. I don't see the mesh. I don't see it happening. And if you're not playing like lights out Super Bowl champion Ray Lewis defense with a Trent Dilfer at quarterback, I don't see this offense scoring enough points. I just don't. I think there's a serious problem in Baltimore this year. Can we transition real quick before we get to your Utah Utes? The Rams, another former team you won a Super Bowl with, and I'm a Ram fan, diehard, and I'm a Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay guy at Cooper Kupp. I said on the show, I said I'm scared to death that Cooper Kupp's going to get overused and get hurt again because of the loss of Nakua. Where are you at with the Rams, and where do you see their biggest issues are? Are they the most injury-riddled program ever to begin a season?
I mean, you gotta put it up there. It's just really discouraging to see what they're going through. You know, as a fan and as someone that's still involved with them, that's the reality of where they're at. The NFL, there are no excuses. Just like Shaun said in the post game, like we're going to continue to work and try to do things right and put a good product out there. But the reality is when you're playing with 2s and 3s, it's going to be hard pressed to play and compete week in and week out. Your only hope right now is you get those guys back within enough time that you can salvage the season, just like last year where they got to get on a run the second half of the year and win 7 of 8 to get in the playoffs. Like the same thing with the Ravens. You can't like meander around and figure it out, and then before you know it, you're in a place where you can't dig yourself out of this hole to make a run at it. So I don't know. I'm bummed. I think they have. I went to the training camp and I saw a special team with some depth, and then now it's gone. It's like disappeared. So it's going to be a struggle until they get those guys back. You can't ask one guy to do it.
Bailey, add this for me. I got to ask E-Dub a serious question. Can this duo right here? What's wrong?
Why are you laughing, E-Dub?
Can this duo right here? What's wrong? Can this duo actually dominate the Rams like they did yesterday? What are we laughing?
I don't know why Eric's laughing like that.
I don't either. Can this duo really go into the Rams? I don't understand what's wrong.
I don't know why. Weddle's making me laugh. Like I don't know what to go. He's like,
I don't understand. I don't get it. I'm wondering why this duo.
Oh my gosh!
Why did this duo go in there and do what they did to the Rams?
Hey, regardless of how short Kyler Murray is,
I didn't know he was short.
The discrepancy. Yeah, I could barely see him too. But the reality is he's playing some dang good football right now.
Woo! I called that. Somebody on the show said that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, like he deserves some props the first 2 weeks. I hope he continues because he's fun to watch. He does some things run around, but also inside the pocket, and he makes some great throws, some touch throws, some reads that he kind of blends that at times. We wish other quarterbacks would play like the way he's playing right now. Now, he can do it through the whole season? I hope so because he's fun, and it's cool to see a 5'9" quarterback run around at the NFL level doing the things he's doing. It's very rare to see, and so I tip my hat to him.
I think it's dope. I think it's dope to see, and it also gives like some of the younger people, who high schoolers, whatever, maybe a little bit of hope. Like I'm gonna compare it to Steph Curry, meaning that like Steph Curry to me is an anomaly to the game of basketball in terms of like. You see him in the street, 6'2.5", 185 pounds, soaking wet. He's an average Joe in terms of what the NBA product typically is, but he goes out there and he plays at a high level. His play is at an incredible level. From a stature standpoint, of course. Just be clear. Kyler Murray, you see Kyler Murray outside. Like you say, he's 5'9", 5'8", small cat. You would expect this guy to be an NFL quarterback going out there and line up the Rams. So I think he kind of gives some young people hope. Like, damn, I might have a chance to go out there and do some special things. And so yeah,
hold on, someone in for the chat. SV had the quote of the day. He said, "Wait till Black Ops 6 comes out, and then we'll really see how well he does."
Baby, that's Call of Duty, by the way. I know you're not a gamer.
That's a good one. That's hilarious.
Hey,
You know the game.
to college. We saw college football this weekend. I know we're Sean King says parity. I say watered down. Tomato, whatever.
No, listen. Toledo should never step foot on an upper echelon SEC program. I'm sorry. So
What you mean? Why you saying that?
I'm sorry. It's just the reality. That's the same thing as Utah back in the day when we beat a team at Oregon, like Oregon at home,
or
Bama. Bama was later on, but that was like unheard of. So, and we were a mid-major, just like Toledo and all those other schools. So
NIU,
same thing. Like they.
But I don't understand. I don't understand.
Same field. Like,
why do y'all not respect the MAC?
It's not respect. It's not. It has nothing to do with the respect. It's not. When they win, it's an anomaly. Just like Kyler Murray. It's like, it happens.
Do you understand that Toledo and NIU have been top of the MAC programs for over a decade? No, these teams have been top 25 teams in the nation. We saw NIU play in the Orange Bowl not too long ago. Like, these are legit teams. I know you guys hear MAC and you just all respect goes away.
I would say the same thing about Mountain West. I'd say the same thing about the AAACW, whatever. It's not disrespect. It's an amazing win, but let's not say like that's the norm. It should be once a year that a team does that. It's happening too often, in my opinion.
That's my whole.
But I guess that's good. It's good, I guess. Like I don't get the part. I get if it was a one-time deal, but Smitty, we're seeing it every week, multiple times. Memphis, like App State beating Michigan in the Big House, like
in 07. That was an upset.
That was like incredible, right? Now to say App State is ever going to do that again, probably not. But that was cool. But when you see it often, it's like, okay, well, there's a lot of bad programs out there. But
I don't get why they don't get it. I don't get why they just got
Toledo beating Ole Miss would have been like App State versus Michigan too. Who Toledo beat?
Mississippi State.
They're not that good this year.
They're good. They're middle of the pack. They're middle of the pack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you guys acting like Mississippi State is Georgia. Like, it's like they're cool.
Still SEC, Smitty. Still SEC.
Because you SEC don't mean you dominant, homie. SEC is top heavy.
I don't think you understand how you build a program. Can I break it down real quick?
Please break it down. We're going to move on to Utah. We're going to hell no, move out.
It's called resources. It's called resources. They're out
resources
a millionfold. Okay. First of all, compare the head coaching salaries at Toledo and Mississippi State. Number one, and then compare the staff pool of money that Mississippi State has versus Toledo, and then you go compare the NIL to Toledo and Mississippi State. Then compare the facilities at the two programs, and then talk about the locale of the two schools, and it doesn't make sense.
Ohio is a great football town. Jason, let me ask you this, Jason. When you were coaching, how many schools and teams you played against that had better resources than you, Jason?
Don't call me Jason again.
How many teams you play against had better resources, more money, better facilities, and you out there and you beat their ass? Because it's the culture that you build.
Not many.
Well, I guess you're not that good of a coach then.
Coach is just saying it should never happen, and when it happens, he's just like, what's the deal? What's the deal? Why is this?
Happens once in a while, you know what I mean? And listen, and our great producer Bailey behind the scenes, he's on the tip that Mike Leach has cost them and set them back. I don't agree with that because nowadays you're in the NIL collective area where you can go get players like this. I mean, we've seen guys that have been let down. I would actually use that against Baltimore. Their O-line coach died a legend. And look what's happened. I think that would have been great insight for Todd Monken to say, this is what we need to do as a 40-year veteran O-line coach. He's gone. We're not talking about that either. So there's a lot to it in the NIL collective era. I don't believe we can still say Mike Leach was the reason. It wasn't like Mississippi State and Mike Leach was winning natties. I love Mike Leach to death, but they weren't there yet either.
Never came close.
Let's get to your Utah Utes. Cam Rising, year 11 in college, and I love Cam. I recruited Cam out of Texas when he left Texas to go to Indy for a year. He
had a huge game this weekend.
He appealed the NCAA. Where are we at with Utah? They were down, or it was a close game. Utah State. They came back. They had a good second half. I believe the Mile High Milf Hunter, Zach Wilson's brother is the QB right now, right?
Yeah, he had his first start and took a minute to get going, but he ended up playing really well. I was impressed.
They're athletes.
18-year-old going in there against
him, his brother's mom
rivalry. So
where are you at with the Utah program right now? Where are you at with the program? You've been up there. You've watched some practice. You were there in spring ball. You've been there in summer. Where are you at with it?
I mean, when Cam's playing, I don't think a team can beat us, especially in the Big 12. We got a huge game at Oklahoma State. It's going to be probably our toughest game of the year outside of if we make it to the Big 12 championship. So,
are you worried about quarterback? Are you worried about QB play in those big games?
If Cam's playing, no. But if he's not, then yeah, being a true freshman starting in Stillwater, his second start, I would be big time nervous. So it's going to be interesting. I think he's going to play. He dressed out and was there. So we'll see, guys. It's going to be a crazy year. You know.
It's a wild year, man.
It is. It is.
Before we get in another EW Monday, where are you at though? Where are you at with this? Where are you at with the quarterback play in general? I started the show off with it, and I know you're very in tune with this quarterback play. College, high school, NFL. It seems like it's all. You know, we always said, you know, shit rolls downhill and cream rises to the top, and we're seeing transfers at all-time rate at the high school level, your level where you're coaching, and then you're seeing it at college level. You hit and you miss. That's the issue. There's no more development. DJU started at Clemson. He goes out west, and now he's back in the ACC, another powerhouse at Florida State. And you look at that and you go, well, we missed on this one. It seems like the it factor isn't there for DJU. Great family. I know the whole family is my whole life. Great kid is shit. I mean, there's nothing we could say. It's like Lamar Jackson, great kid and all that. But at the end of the day, you know, I think there's better guys out there. Where are you at with this whole quarterback thing? Because I don't get how Michigan doesn't have a transfer. They have a walk on. Then you got DJU. You missed on DJU, and now we got guys just everywhere. You know, where are you at with this whole quarterback thing as far as overall? I'm talking about every level.
Yeah, I mean, it just comes back to development and coaching at a younger age. What are they being taught from these coaches, from these college club coaches, QB gurus that couldn't play at any level, let alone the NFL? And now all of a sudden they know exactly what to do and how to teach them this and that. And it's, you know, I just go back to there are bright moments. Like I watched that Colorado State game, and Shadeur made some incredible throws. And then he like does some dumb stuff. And so, which is, it's okay. You're a college kid. Why is the consistency? Like I struggle that with my quarterbacks, if I'm being honest. Why do you go from play to play or have 3 plays in a row, but you have no idea what you're doing or what I'm coaching you to do? So, and I see that at every level. I texted you this. If there's anyone to watch, and I was watching the Sunday night game with my son, I said, if there's anyone to watch QB play, it's CJ Stroud.
Yep.
He is playing the QB position the way it's supposed to be played.
I posted it last night. I was like, it's refreshing.
Yeah. A lot of these guys have immense ability and athleticism and this and that. It just comes down to the consistency and the details of playing the position the correct way and how you win football games.
Yeah, we watched it. Look at the 2 last night that played. One was number 1 overall. One was number 2 overall. And obviously, I think he just got super lucky in a team that was bad for years. And Houston actually got in there in the right time. He got into a team that changed the roster overnight with a head coach who, by the way, Lovie Smith doesn't get enough credit. I think he had a pretty damn good roster there intact. Plus, they made all these acquisitions and just loaded up on offense for him. But when he hits his 5th step, the ball's gone. He hits his 3rd step, the ball's gone. He'll step in the bucket, which I call step in the bucket, get the D in to dive in, and then he'll sprint out and make a throw. He knows where he's going. You watch Caleb. He's in the pocket, clean pocket, and wants to escape the pocket for no damn reason and go get boom-bazzled outside the pocket and takes unnecessary hits. And it's just like night and day. It's night and day. And by the way, CJ looked this way last year too. He's better, but I'm just saying experience helps, but he still looked this damn good last year as a rookie. And I just it's
yeah.
crazy.
So you wonder why, like, CJ, is it just maybe it's in his mental makeup? Maybe it's the way he was coached from early on. Maybe it was something at Ohio State. Like, how is it that CJ is this far ahead, and then everybody else, like everybody else from the last couple of years, is way far behind on playing it? I mean, you look at some of these quarterbacks. Levis forgot how to play. Bryce Young. I mean, I'm looking at some of this.
Yeah. Second year guys are worse than the first year guys. It's bad.
Yeah. So I mean, Caleb's got a long way to go. He'll be fine because he's got the ability and talent, I think, over time if he learns how to play it, the position. But he just runs around way too much. But you know, when they didn't blitz him, he was like 11 of 12 and got the ball out and did some things. When they blitzed him, he looked at the rush and wanted to run instead of looking at the coverage and get the
and
ball
part
out.
of it just being a rookie, like you said, though. Like, I'm sure he'll learn from that, watch the tape, and the hope is that now next game when the blitz comes, he knows what to do. That's the hope.
I'm sure he won't. I'm sure he won't learn from it though.
Gotcha.
So now what? Okay. Hey, Weddle, we got a hell yeah, hell nah for you. And
hell yeah, hell no, brought to you by 5 Hour Energy, winnable prize picks and bet online. Make sure you go to all those places and let them know Coach JB and Big Smitty sent you there. Going to the NFL to start off with here at Weddle. Hell yeah or hell no, the Dallas Cowboys are in trouble after their loss to the Saints at home.
Hell no.
Hell no. JB?
Hell yeah, they're just the Cowboys. That's all they are. They're the Cowboys.
They always have one or two losses that you at home that you're just like they didn't.
They're still the Cowboys though, right, Edub? I don't see them.
But what does that mean? The Cowboys mean what? 13-4, make the playoffs, win the division. I mean, sure, they're that
double-digit wins, and then losing the playoffs until otherwise.
Mediocrity is the new excellence. Go to the playoffs and lose first round. Yeah,
I'm gonna say hell no, they're not in trouble because I think the Saints are actually good this year. I'm a believer in the Saints.
Probably one of the most impressive teams. 15 of 15 touchdown drives is insane to start the season.
New offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
There's a video out there where Derek Carr did a podcast and said, you guys are going to be shocked at how good our offense is.
Derek Carr, hey, you might owe him an apology here in a couple of weeks, JB. I'm gonna give you some time. It's only been 2 weeks, but we get to week 8 and these motherfuckers are 60 for 60. You're gonna have to come out here and apologize. So, but we'll wait.
Derek's one of my boys, so I've been texting him. I'm happy for him because he's
great
top
dude,
notch, great dude, and I know he's had his struggles, but hopefully he keeps on winning, and we'll try to get him on the show.
Well, JB has disrespected your boy for years, so I hope he continues the ball.
He's just real. He's just real.
No, forget. JB said, "What's your famous phrase?"
Walk by faith, not by sight.
You can't get a heart transplant. You can't get a heart transplant, something like that. Yeah. You said that about Derek Carr. Said he can't get a heart transplant. You know how disrespectful it is to tell a man he can't get a heart transplant and say he ain't got no heart? Come on, JB.
Hey, you know what, Smitty? It's crazy. So, Smitty, we'll just miss the first 8 years, and then we'll just go right to this year. All right. All right,
number 2, man. Hell yeah, hell no. Utah will win the Big 12. Hell yeah, hell no.
Hell yes. No question. Hell yeah.
JB?
And y'all better say hell yeah, too, or I'm done coming on the show.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, man. You leave me no choice.
I love Whittingham. I think Whittingham's one of the best coaches in the country. I think he belongs at Utah, though. That's he's a nuts and guts guy, serious program builder, serious program, serious culture. The only way they don't is if the quarterback position is a rookie.
I agree.
That's the hard part.
I agree.
All right, next one. Hell yeah, hell no. Colorado will reach a bowl game this year. Hell yeah. I've already said it. Me and JB got a bet on it. All you got to do is win 6 games. That's it. Hell yeah.
Well, you don't even have to win 6 now. That's the problem. They can win 5. They can win 5 on popularity and get it because some team will opt out and then they'll put them in. So that's
well, hell yeah.
That's a weird question.
I think they'll win. I think they'll win. I don't think they'll win more than 6 games, but 6 is the number I have them at.
So,
either.
So what's your answer?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
no.
Okay,
He said
that's
hell
the
no. He
game.
said hell
I gotta hear. I gotta hear the answer.
He said hell no. Let's go. Next one.
Both y'all energy like shifted. It's like y'all answer. I was like, well, they're gonna win 2 games, but they're not gonna. Nah, hell yeah. All right. Next one. Tennessee will win the SEC this year. Hell yeah, hell no.
Hell no.
Jason?
Don't call me that. Man, Ole Miss is good. Georgia's still, there. South Carolina's better.
They haven't played nobody. You
haven't
guys
played
are getting
nobody.
wrapped up into the whole
They haven't played nobody.
glamour of 70 points and this and that.
He's
Who
rubbing
they
his neck
played?
though, Weddle. I know he's rubbing his neck. Oh, he's thinking about it.
Hey, who does Tennessee have this week? Tennessee has somebody this week. It's not Texas, is it? It's not Texas, is it?
Let us know, Bailey, who they got.
They're not beating Alabama. They're not beating Ole Miss. They're not beating Georgia. They're not beating Texas. So that's, and I don't even know if they play all of them.
They got Oklahoma this week, I think, right?
Oh, Oklahoma.
And I don't think Oklahoma's that good. So.
Oklahoma's not very good. I'm gonna be honest. Oklahoma's not very good, contrary to belief.
It's in Oklahoma though, if that means anything.
Yeah. Hell yeah, hell no. I'm gonna say hell no as well.
Hell no.
We don't care what you say, Smitty. Hell yeah, hell no. Weddle. Mike Norvell and Billy Napier will both be fired at the end of the season.
Hell yeah, they should. For what the product has been on the field. Oh my gosh. Listen, when we're talking, I grew up being a Florida State fan. Okay, Peter Warwick, running around like that. They should never not be good. I don't understand how some of these programs have just dumpster dived. It's better when those teams are good. This is awful. No,
horrible.
It should be fired.
Hell yeah, hell no.
I mean, they shouldn't, but
I know what you mean. You is what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like seeing bad product, especially from elite, endless funding programs. Like that just comes back to coaching, culture, team building, vision. Like something's off. And if that's the case, you need someone else in there.
Hell yeah, hell no. USC's for real.
I don't.
I know.
He got mad.
I know.
I did because I can't really say they're. I don't know if I can say they're for real because the coach.
They have improved up front. I think their body types for the Big Ten. I think it makes sense. They've gotten bigger up front, which matters in the run.
They're at the big house this weekend.
I think they smoked Michigan.
Me too. Horrible. Michigan's bad.
I'm gonna say yeah. I mean,
Brian Case, stop. Brian Case, stop.
What they've shown so far, beating LSU, big team, big boys, athletic, good coaching staff. Like that was a big time win. So
then let me ask you this: hell yeah, hell no. UCLA wins 3 or more or less games. They are fucking horrific. If they got beat by Indiana like that, what are they going to do to Ohio State and LSU? And UCLA is horrible, man. And I love Deshaun Foster and EB, but that is a bad team, bad offense. It just seems like UCLA.
I haven't seen one snap of them, so I can't really comment on other than has
UCLA
the post game pressers gotten better since the first one?
I don't know. I don't know. They look as bad as that introduction speech.
Then it's less than 3 for sure.
My man said we in Los Angeles. We got palm trees. we got an In-N-Out and a Fat Burger.
We got ocean.
Oh my God.
We got an ocean. E-Dubs, always pleasure.
Great show, gents.
Good luck this week. Luck this week. Go 5-0, baby.
We will. You
got
it,
it, brother. Talk to you later.
You guys.
Listen, I don't get paid for overtime, JB. We non-man overtime, so I'm gonna need some extra money from you. Just Zelle it to me or Venmo it to me once we got off the show. But this was an incredible show. 12,000 people are in the show right now in totality.
12,533. Don't shortchange it.
1,700 on YouTube, 1,800 on YouTube. It just jumped up 100 people. I swear to God, 100 people just got on here just now.
Well, there was 2,800 in there earlier.
I know, Dub. I'm saying to have 1,800 at 9:09 a.m. when McAfee's on and First Take and all the other shows are on right now. It says a lot about who I am and who we are.
1,800 real humans on planet Earth are in here right now. 1,800. Shout out to all you real ones. Because
Appreciate
you know
y'all,
this is the
man.
realest show on planet Earth. Tomorrow we're gonna break down NFL talk and a lot more talk. Tomorrow I'll know in a few minutes because I got an issue with my dog Callie. Okay, you guys have seen her limping. You've seen her limping on the show behind me and different things. She may have a torn MCL or ACL, and I'm gonna have to pay about $4,000 to have surgery on her.
Super chat, y'all.
I need 40 $100 donations right now to pay for Callie's surgery. I'm just fucking with you. I don't need you to do it.
Don't need it, but it'd be helpful probably. But
sure will. Sure will.
We ain't gonna be made.
Sure will, motherfucker. But anyway, I gotta
we might have to do the show remote again tomorrow because you know he didn't prepare properly and should have did the surgery over the weekend, but he wanted to party and drink and go on the boat instead. So he might do the surgery tomorrow and go to the appointment tomorrow, which will mean we'll do the show remote. And regardless, we'll for sure be in studio on Wednesday, no matter what he has to do. But we'll keep you guys posted.
Maybe Wednesday we got it. Hopefully we'll have DB Sport up and running, and we're gonna break down some film with Noel Mazzoni and Josh Booty on the big board on Wednesday. I'll hold Callie even if she's asleep. I'll hold her and do the show.
Fuck it. We're gonna be remote all week, y'all.
Yeah. I don't need to sell the boat. Erie James Eddy. I don't need to sell the boat.
He said sell your boat. Sell your boat.
Let's break him down real quick.
Okay, let me see. Early James Eddy, frat boy, kind of a slap dick. Did enough to just get by in school. Not wasn't like super smart. Not a dumbass. Just don't show a lot of effort. You know, loves to party with the boys. You know what I'm saying? Has a girl who he's actually like feeling right now, which is why, you know, you see the picture. He left the streets. He used to be a partier, fucking with all these trash ass white girls. Now he found one he actually care about. He might be married. If he's not married, she's the one though. Like she's serious.
He looked like because you know I've seen porn.
Yeah,
we've all watched porn. He looked like a porn star. I've seen a porn star. He looks just like him.
Well, so I'm glad you brought that up. The thing about this couple, they do outside type of things. So like they'll bring girls in and do threesomes, and they'll sleep with other people, and just to keep the spice going in their relationship. So they're together for sure, but they mess with other people as a couple.
His glasses look horrendous. He looks fake.
They don't fit his face.
I think he thinks he's cool. He wants to be cool. He wants to kick it with brothers and shit.
He got a big ass head too. It's like his forehead's huge and then it gets real small as it goes. It's like a damn.
Yeah, his glasses are too big. Your glasses are too big. Lucky you got a big nose, motherfucker, because it's holding them glasses up. Your fucking nose is holding them glasses up.
Like just his nose like his ears ain't doing shit. It's just the nose by itself.
He looked like he got some Will Smith ears and a fucking Pinocchio nose. It's a weird combo.
JB, how tall is he? You think is he a tall cat, like a tall, skinny cat?
Nah, well, unless that broad is 6'2". No,
he's kind of leaning up to the side a little bit.
No, man, he's about 5'10".
5'10". So she probably what 5'6", probably decent height, 5'5".
I'll ask her later on. Let's get this party ended, man. I'll see you guys tomorrow, regardless if it's here or at studio. And great show. Pound that
Paris,
like
I emailed you, Paris. Appreciate you. Y'all have a good show. Y'all have a good one. We're going to see y'all later.
Shout out to Paris.
Shout out to Paris, man. Behind the scenes.
What you do?
Because she's a sister, number one, a queen. It's off the back. That's number one. Number two, she's responsible for all of our amazing vertical videos, our reels on TikTok and IG. She's a hustler, a hard worker. She hopped on board about, a month or so ago, maybe a little longer. And it's been incredible. So shout out to her. Make sure y'all show her nothing but love. If I see one negative comment about Paris in these damn comments, I'm beating your ass.
Paris, don't fuck up nothing or you'll be fired. All you guys, shout out to everybody else. And see you tomorrow. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast, you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown, kill the ass a rap. We what the game's been.